What's going on, my peoples? It's your boy, Mr. OBF, back one time for your mind. Make sure you guys hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell button so you guys get the live streams when we go live, people. And if you can, donate to the channel. Go to OBF The Real, Cash App, and donate to the channel. People, we highly appreciate anything you guys can donate to the channel. Need more information to subscribe and donate to the channel. We highly appreciate anything you guys can donate to the channel. Need more information to subscribe and donate to the channel down there strolling below the screen. Make sure you guys hit the like button when you come in and out of the building. And make sure you guys share the videos, man. Keeps the movement pushing. All right, people. I want to do this quick live stream real quick. Before the vice president debate happened, I'm gonna do live with that. So we're gonna be rocking probably till about let's see. This is come on. What time to come on? Sugar Ray come on in about an hour and a half. Something like that. So yeah, probably about 11, 12 o'clock we're gonna be rocking. Alright. But anyway. People, so Trump decides that he wants to lie about the that Joe Biden and his administration didn't do anything. They couldn't the governors couldn't get in touch with Trump. I mean, couldn't get in touch with Biden because Biden was on the beach and all this other shit. Just making up lies about, you know, they had a big hurricane in South Carolina, North Carolina, Georgia. It hit Georgia as well. And it started from Florida. So, you know, all these places got hit real hard, right? And my condolences to everybody that lost their lives, to their family, and hopefully, you know, people, get, because I think it's still people missing. So hopefully people are safe. You know what I mean? But let's get straight into it, man. Trump and his people, they just lie about shit that they don't have no reason to lie about. And this is what I be talking about. Like shit like this. This is where if you supposed to be the president for everybody, this ain't the time to politicize shit like this. This is just not. I don't care who it is. If it was Biden lying about this shit and politicizing it and shit like that, I would have a problem with Biden. I would say he a cruel son of a bitch. But let's listen to Trump and his people just lie and just make up shit all day.
The response by the government is so key. The former president understands that, and it isn't true. And the fact that you found that Governor Kemp soundbite of him saying that he actually did speak with
whatever
President
he
Biden.
needed,
Yeah,
literally is what he said.
But I just saw before coming on, the Trump campaign started a GoFundMe site for people in need. So they're doing everything that they can, and that's sort of from his perspective.
And let me just say this, and hopefully that con artist actually send that money to those people. Because you know he a con artist. He gonna do a GoFundMe. How about did he donate some money? He asking everybody else to donate. Did he donate? He gonna throw up a GoFundMe. This dude a con artist, man. Let's move on, man. Y'all Trump supporters crazy, man.
The right politics here. And when you look at the reality and you know this because you were in the Bush White House, when you are a president or a vice president, the best thing you can do in the immediate aftermath when you have floods, and you also know this as a Floridian, and all kinds of wreckage, is to do as much as you can from afar. Because when a president or a vice president goes into a situation like that, I was with George W. Bush when he finally went into Katrina. It is a huge operation that you need. It takes away emergency services from people who need it.
I think the optics of this over the weekend for Biden and Harris have been pretty poor. I mean, North Carolina is underwater. These people are devastated and struggling. But you've got Biden at the beach and then saying, "What do you want from me? I got on the phone while I was at the beach." And you've got Harris out raising
First of
money.
all, he did not even say that. Yo, why are they lying, bro? He did not say no shit like that. First of all, let me just be very honest about this. First of all, Joe Biden, 80-something years old, he the president. What the fuck else he's supposed to do? if he goes down there in any of them states why this shit just happened, all he will do is take resources away because they gotta bring Secret Service, they gotta have police and shit like that. You know, maybe even the National Guard to kind of try to protect them because, you know, the states is fucked up. Right? Excuse me. So, what do you want him to do? You don't want him to take resources away from the people. They need all the resources. They need everybody out looking for people that's missing. Why would he go down there right now? It's stupid. It don't make any sense. But he did not say that. What do you want me to do? He didn't say that. Just sad, man. They just lie. They on national TV lying, bro. People are dead right now, and these motherfuckers are on TV playing political games, politicizing this shit. It don't even need to be politicized. This is a serious situation. Trump supporters are dead, most likely, and missing. Democrats, independents, you don't know who the fuck is missing. And these motherfuckers out here playing political games. Boy, I tell you, boy, I can't wait till this election is over with, man.
About raising money on the campaign and then taking a photo on a plane. Now, I remember George W. Bush was pilloried for having a photo taken from Air Force One. She's got a photo on a plane, and the earphones don't appear to be connected to the phone, and the paper looks like it's blank. So it looked like a stage sort of thing. I thought the optics for them were very bad.
Bush, he was looking over.
George Bush was looking out Air Force One.
You don't have to tell me I was there, bro.
Can
I just actually, Keith, I mean, because I want to just be clear about what Scott is talking about. President Biden was in Rehoboth this weekend, and yes, he had briefings. There were paper statements put out, but we did not hear from him about this until today. And there is an optics element to it. Just let's take Trump out of the picture for a second. There's an optics element to it about the president sending a message to the people affected in many states in this country that he's on top of it.
Well, part of the presidency is performance.
First of all, time out. First of all, how the fuck, what the people gonna know? I mean, like, yo, who the fuck wanted to hear from the president? If you in a national disaster in your state, you ain't trying to hear from no motherfucking president. You know who you trying to hear from? Your governors or your mayors or your state representatives. You don't want to hear from the president. Like, yo, man, let's move on, bro. I don't know what else a president's supposed to do with a national disaster, bro. Give you all the resources you need to get shit somewhat stable. Send the National Guard in to help you figure shit out and protect the state or whatever. I mean, to find people, shelter. I don't know what else you want him to do. I don't give a fuck if it was Trump. Like, what else did you want Trump to do? If he give you all the resources that the federal government's supposed to do, what else do you want him briefing you on what? That's the fucking governor's, that's the governor's, responsibility to do that. He the one in control of that state. And the mayors. You don't need the fucking president. These people are unbelievable, man. Let's move on, man.
We know that. And that means you do need to be able to, the people need to see you doing your job. And we also know the president has been doing his job. We know that FEMA...
Talk about, that's bullshit. To see him do what? To see him do what? Do what job? He talked to all the governors, the mayors, asked them, what you need? They say, we're good. We're doing whatever we can do that the federal government can send us. So Biden say, hey, you need more resources? Let me know. That's all he can do. having the president coming down in your state, taking resources away, is not helping. Photo ops doesn't help. Nobody needs to see the president do shit. Anyway, let's move on, man. This shit is all propaganda all the time. That's all everybody want to see, propaganda. Propaganda. Don't we get enough of this shit on social media? God damn, the president got to be on some propaganda. The president got a clout chase now. Damn. This is a national disaster. I don't want to see Biden. I want to see the governors, the mayors letting us know, updating us of what the fuck is going on. What the fuck what Biden talking about? It ain't his state. These people are unbelievable, man. Let's move on. This is CNN.
I sent 3,300 personnel. We know that FEMA Director Criswell is on the ground in North Carolina. We know that Joe Biden and Kamala Harris have spoken to Governor Wayne.
Hold on, and I'm going to stop it there. And you got to understand, President Biden has people that are qualified and know what they're doing in these situations on the ground in all these states. He doesn't need to be there. He already is represented there. It's like when motherfuckers was like, oh, well, what do Vice President Harris do? She ain't gonna do shit. Listen, she gonna do photo ops, nigga. I mean, what? You keep asking these people to do something that they don't supposed to be doing. All this clout chasing and shit, and these photo ops don't mean nothing. What the fuck are they doing? That's all we need to know. Y'all did that? Okay, cool. You didn't do that, then we get in their ass. But all this photo op shit, people down there is dead and missing. People lost their homes. Lost their communities and shit. And these stupid motherfuckers on CNN talking about optics and photo ops. We need to see the president. We don't need to see this nigga. Sorry, we don't need to see Biden or Vice President Harris. We didn't need to see Trump punk ass down there either. Down there photo opping and shit. Ain't doing nothing. Talking about he gotta go me for me. People, we need to really see where that money is going. That shit, man, get the fuck out of here. Anyway, let's move on. Shout out to my sister Shay in the building. What up, Shay? Shay, keep getting all the smoke. I mean, nah, you can't do that. The people be out here lying and shit. Like, listen, and the bad part about it, shit got so bad in this country. Like, you used to can, like, depend on CNN to at least be decent. You know what I mean? Or like, be real a little bit. Like, you get what I mean? Like, but now this shit is like, this shit like watching YouTube. Like, watching YouTube channels. A lot of motherfuckers that be being fake and shit and over-exaggerating shit. That's all you see on CNN now. It's like, damn, CNN, come on, man. What is you doing? Listen, people, I'd rather watch MSNBC than be watching CNN. I ain't gonna lie to you. CNN is garbage at this point. I'm just serious. They just garbage. And I ain't gonna lie to y'all. Ever since they got rid of Chris Cuomo and Don Lemon, ever since they got rid of them, CNN been trash. I ain't gonna lie to you. And I ain't the biggest fan of Chris Cuomo and Don Lemon because they be doing some bullshit too. But not like this. This shit is trash. They throw this shit in the garbage. I mean, but my bad. You know what, people? We keep forgetting. A Republican owns CNN now and runs it. So, my bad.
Carolina, and Governor Brian Kemp in Georgia. We know that Governor McMaster has said in South Carolina that he's gotten all the resources he needs to be able to handle the situation in that state. The Biden administration is effectively handling this. They're just not politicizing it as Donald Trump is.
Right.
Donald Trump chose to take a natural disaster and weaponize it for political gain. Just the same way he did with the Haitian immigrants or the crisis in Niger or the COVID crisis. Donald Trump takes every issue, every problem, and makes it worse by making it about himself and making it political. Lying about what the Trumps.
Why is Trump politicizing this? I mean, people are literally still trying to get out from under the water right now.
I don't think he's politicizing it at all. He's responding to the crisis. Dan,
Of course you don't. Of course you don't. You're a propagandist too. You're a photo op stage. Brian Donaldson. Whatever the fuck your name. You trash too. I don't even know why they got you on CNN. You are known to be lying. You are known for lying. This is how you know CNN is trash. That dude Scott and Brian Donaldson, they are known for lying. They are trash, nigga. Trash. Just be lying. Then they damn near act like they don't want to check these motherfuckers. Dana Bash, she need to hang it up. She might as well go over there at Fox News or something. She trash. Her and Jake Tapper, they need to go ahead and retire or transfer over to Fox News because they are trash. Get them the fuck up out of there.
That just came out. I didn't even know this. Thank you for reporting that the Trump campaign has come out with a GoFundMe page for the people who were affected. He's on the ground to actually talk directly to the people who are being impacted on day one. And I do understand what it means when a president comes in. My district was hit 2 years ago, the same time period with Hurricane Ian.
First of all, we didn't see Trump talk to nobody but the people that actually was out there, the FEMA people, I guess. He wasn't even with the governors. He wasn't with Brian Kemp. So what people? What people he on the ground talking to? Come on, man. Yo, y'all Trump supporters, y'all gotta stop lying, man. Trump don't give a damn about those people. Instead of him, I watched his little photo op. Instead of him being very concerned about the people that lost their lives and the people that's still missing, the people that's devastated because they done lost damn near everything or lost everything, he out there politicizing it, lying, talk about Biden, ain't even talk to the governor. He ain't sending resources when he standing right in front of FEMA. Why the fuck you think FEMA is there if Biden didn't do anything? A governor can't just get FEMA to come down, nigga. Biden got to sign off on that. The president got to sign off on that. Dude be lying, man. Just trash.
Ian. Joe Biden came to Southwest Florida. We toured some damage. The real implications are going to be what happens when the president leaves or when the cameras turn to the next thing. Is FEMA going to still do the job necessary by those communities? Are local communities going to get the resources they need?
I mean,
because I'll tell you, and I don't want to cut you off.
And I would argue that is actually more often what does happen, is that FEMA continues to work even when everybody else...
First of all, I would like to say this to all the people, because he's going to keep bringing up, it's going to count when everything or whatever the situation is at the time go past, what FEMA and shit going to do. Let me explain something to y'all very, very clearly. That's the governor's issue. If the governor ain't on top of making sure FEMA help out his people that's in his state You can't blame the government only for that. That is your fucking governor's fault. What the fuck is going on with the state legislators and all them that handle this shit? The treasurers and all that shit. Stop trying to blame the government for every fucking thing. Look at your fucking local government. The fuck are you talking about? I told you. The bad part about it, you'll have this dude that is a congressperson sitting there misinforming people, and they just believe this shit, and they don't research and do details. Your governor and mayors supposed to make sure, your state representatives, the city treasurer, all of them, they supposed to handle a lot of that FEMA shit. Make sure you get the money that you're supposed to get. But stupid motherfucking Republicans and people keep believing in these stupid Trump supporters that's Congress people. They're not even serious people. They ain't passed no policies in 4 years. They ain't did shit. This is the worst congressional Congress in history as far as getting things done. They ain't get shit done. Shit, they iced Obama out, but at least Obama still got some shit done in his 8 years. They ain't do shit. Shit, you can even say under Trump they still ain't do shit. Let's move on, man.
Everybody else moves on.
Well,
You know that.
I do know this, but what I will also add, and I'm just speaking specifically for my district, I was there going over some of the issues we had from Hurricane Helene.
First of all, if you gotta ask me that question, then you already know that I don't fuck with Trump or you Trump supporters. If you are a Trump supporter, fuck all y'all. Y'all trash. You make the country look bad. You can say whatever you want, lady. How about this? Even if it's only 4 people over here, I see more than that, but y'all might see different. But even if it's 4, you one of them. Oh, goofy ass. Don't get mad at me because you trash. You trash just like Donald Trump. You are immoral people. You don't have any morals. But you like to sit here and pretend that you have morals, come here, try to be disrespectful, and all the shit that you does. But you ain't shit. You're probably teaching your children how not to be shit. You immoral ass motherfuckers want to come here and talk shit. You one of the 4, you goofy looking bitch.
My local towns, cities, are still waiting for FEMA to approve them to actually get back some of the money they're supposed to get from Hurricane Ian. That is still an issue right now with FEMA. So I don't want to politicize it, but there are optics around storms. Joe Biden not being on the beach and not at least.
You don't want to politicize it, but you politicizing it. That doesn't even make any fucking sense. I don't want to politicize it, but you politicizing it. This ain't the time to... What the fuck Biden doing at the beach stopping FEMA or any resources that these states need? He land on the beach. Nigga, he could be at the beach right now on a cell phone and probably talking to the governors or whoever and say, all right, you need that? All right, I got you. Let me call FEMA and everything, blah, 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 do everything. Hit FEMA up, get his people. Some people hit FEMA up, hit his administration up, and the shit is done. And he can go right back on the beach and his pale ass, Biden pale ass can get him a tan. He doesn't need to be all in the video.
Going there and making a public statement
Yeah.
directly to camera is a serious problem
You
indicative
didn't
of
want him
this
to
White
go
House.
there now.
Yeah, I mean,
You said go there.
No,
No, but I mean, just responding directly
Not
to the
going-
American people.
But like
is
Abby
a
said,
problem.
talk to
I
the
agree
people.
with the
Policy.
optics and the importance of showing up. But let me just ask the two of you a question. What does Biden and Harris have to gain by ignoring the very real concerns of voters in two crucial swing states 35 days before an election?
No, and I want to be clear on this. It's not about what do you have to gain.
But why would they
It's-
do that?
No, but it's much more about the operations, what I've seen as a member of Congress, of this administration.
No,
This
first
administration-
of all, you can't talk about an administration when your party don't get shit done at all. This is the worst Republican House Representatives I have ever seen in my whole entire life of watching, being in politics and know what kind of goes on, and doing the history of politicians. They trash. I don't give a fuck about what your experience. Your experience is trash. Oh, well, my experience of what I seen from the Biden administration, you ain't get shit done. Y'all didn't pass a goddamn thing. Not that helped the American people. This shit was people. All they did was congressional hearings about weaponizing the government or DOJ, all the types of goofy shit. They didn't pass no bills that actually help people. They did nothing. And then when bills did get passed, a lot of them voted against it. And he was one of them. Just look at his record. He got no credibility to talk about Biden. Him passing or voting on bills to help the American people is trash. His record is trash. But he want to sit up here, act like he got some moral high ground. Get the fuck out of here. Y'all still defending a fucking a dude that inspired an insurrection. You're still voting for him and supporting him. Brian Donaldson, get the fuck out of here. Don't tell me about Biden. You can call Biden a corporate Democrat. That's the most horrible thing you can say about him. He ain't starting no insurrection. He didn't get people all riled up to go down and storm the Capitol and try to kill people. Fuck out of here. Let's move on.
Administration, when crisis happens, we're dealing with Helene, but when crisis happens, they don't address them head on.
But you just heard from two governors who are grateful for everything.
What you
that
mean they don't agree? What crisis are you talking about? You can't talk about the border because y'all voted against it. The Democrats and the Biden administration wanted to pass it. Okay? And it was mainly introduced by one of the most right-wing Republicans in the Senate that came up with the policy. A big majority of it. Of the bill. So don't talk about the bill. I mean, don't talk about the border. We good as far as international shit. Our allies trust us again. And as far as the wars and shit like that, hey man, what do you want us to do? America has told our government, the people, we don't need to be in no more wars. So let me explain something to y'all very, very clearly. If the American people didn't voice their voice of saying we need to get out of wars and shit like that, we don't need to keep getting in wars, our fucking government, I don't give a fuck if it was a Republican or a Democrat, they asked what Russia doing and Israel, we'd have went to war. We'd have had troops on the ground. So don't talk to me about the Russia war with Ukraine and Israel and Ghana and Hamas and shit. I don't want to hear about that shit. You can't talk about all this shit all overseas when you don't want our people on you don't want our troops on the ground. See, because that's only how America know how to do shit. To stop a lot of bullshit. Is to put troops on the ground. And y'all, a lot of you Americans, probably about 75%, do not want our troops, our men and women and children over there fighting these wars. And I don't know what else you want him. I don't know what you want Biden to do when it comes to Israel and Russia. I mean, Russia and Ukraine. We backing Ukraine because they allies. Russia ain't an ally. We do business with them. That's it. They ain't they ain't our ally. Only thing we can do with Russia is to go to war with Russia. Other than that, the only thing that we can do, other than that, go to war with them, or what we doing now, backing Ukraine and trying to stop the war, trying to be, peacemakers. That's it. But soon, if Biden and Congress say, look, we going to war with Russia, talk to the UN and everybody, get our allies on board, and we go to war with Russia. Listen, it'll be bad. I'm just telling y'all that now. Russia got nukes. Russia could fuck some shit up in the world. We could wipe Russia out, but then we'd be killing innocent people over there too. Nobody really wants that. So what do you want us to do? What do you want the administration to do? Excuse me. For us, Israel, I've been said we should have said fuck Israel. And I'm not talking about the people, I'm talking about the government. Netanyahu is out of motherfucking pocket. Now Iran is over there bombing their ass now. Blowing shit up. This shit get ready to get out of control. But it's because Biden won't put down his motherfucking, he won't put down his foot on this motherfucking neck and tell him, look, peace treaty or we ain't supporting you no more. But Biden won't do that. Because we got some racist ass Jewish people in this country pretending like Netanyahu is some type of saint. This man is a war criminal. He's a murderer. He's a deplorable human being. Anti-Semitic, racist, you call him whatever you want. He's all that. But Biden won't put his foot down. Listen, I'll tell you one goddamn thing. Vice President Harris get in that bitch. I guarantee you, Netanyahu, we listen. She ain't gonna do what Biden did. I guarantee you that. She gonna get real sick and tired of that shit. I believe she's sick and tired of it right now. Anytime you ask her about Israel, she almost down there. You see it in her face. She pissed. She mad at Netanyahu, not the Israel people, the Israel government. She mad. She got the stank face like, man, this motherfucker. I'm going to tell you one motherfucker thing. Going over there, let Netanyahu keep thinking he tough. And motherfucking Iran, they ain't nothing to be fucked with. They ain't nothing but a terrorist country. Ain't nothing but all the terrorists go in and out of that bitch. They live there and go in and out of there. Let's say Iran.
Thing that this
I'm not-
administration
I'm
has
not-
done.
Let's
I'm not talking
let's
about the
talk-
behind the
Hang on a
scenes
second.
talk.
Let's
I'm
not
talking
talk about
about
generalities here because I think it's important to be
Well, no,
clear.
I'm not-
Factually, everybody
Right.
has said, official wise, that they've gotten what they've asked for.
Right.
Right? And the only person making an accusation that people are not getting what they've asked for is Trump, falsely claiming that the administration is withholding resources because of political affiliation. That is just not true.
As somebody who has been through now 3 hurricanes in my district, I will tell you, getting a call saying you can have everything you need and some of the initial help coming from FEMA is one thing. It is the day by day follow up, making sure that stuff is implemented on the ground. It's something completely different. And I've been through this on the ground in my own district.
First of all, who fault is that? Who fault is that? Ain't that kind of your fault? Don't you represent that district? Ain't it the governor's fault? The mayor? That's ran by Republicans? Man, get the fuck out of here, bro. Listen, that's y'all fault. Y'all supposed to be imposed to politicize it. You notice they all of a sudden saying this shit now? But I didn't see Brian Donaldson or Ron DeSantis or the mayor there or whatever saying anything about the government or Biden administration or FEMA wasn't consistent in helping them. I didn't hear none of that. All of a sudden now, he's saying something about it. I wonder why. Anyway, let's move on. This fucking, excuse me, this disingenuous asshole, this house nigga, I'm sorry, a house nigger. He a house nigger. He not a house nigga. He a house nigger with the ER at the end.
District.
That's not
So
the point
I'm
she's
not.
making,
No,
though.
no. But the point.
Right. I mean,
but
I
the
just want to
point-
be clear. That is.
But Abby-
I'm talking about we're 5 days after this
Yeah,
has happened.
yeah.
Right at this moment, the question is: are these areas getting what they need from the federal government? Is the answer
The question,
yes or no
the
based
question
on
I will tell you
available
is
information that we
the answer I will give you is unconclusive. They have it initially. The reason why I say that is because
It
you
ain't
have to have-
unconclusive. You trying to add something else on it right now. Are they getting what the federal government and FEMA, they're asking they need from FEMA? These states. It is a yes. Trump said that they wasn't getting this shit. He said that Governor Kemp didn't even talk to Joe Biden, which was a lie. That's what they're talking about. We ain't talking about what happens a month from now or even a couple of weeks from now. We're talking about right now. Are they getting everything they need from the federal government? Yes. If they're getting everything from President Biden, he's giving them everything, giving them the go. Yeah, whatever you need, you got. Yes, they're getting that. Don't tell me about some shit that haven't even happened yet. And then you bring up some shit. Well, they don't be consistent after a certain while, but I ain't never heard you say anything about it about your district. All we see is your goofy coon ass riding around with Trump, trying to go in black communities and barbershops to recruit black people to turn them into coons. You out of touch Negro. I'm trying to hear no bullshit. Answer the goddamn question. Is the federal government and the Biden administration and FEMA giving these states exactly what they want and what they need right now? The answer is yes. It's not a fucking, well, I'm not talking, it's what happens later. Fuck out of here. We'll talk about that later. But right now, they're getting everything they deserve. Everything they deserve. Everything they need. Yo, goofy ass. These motherfuckers can't stay in the moment. They got to bring up conspiracy theories or if something happened, when things happen later. You don't even know what's going to happen later. Let's move on.
You have to have a commander-in-chief who has his finger or her finger on the pulse day in, day out to make sure the
I just
agencies
want
are
to
doing that
I
work.
want to remind
That's why
everybody.
leadership
Let me
is
just
critical.
remind everybody
That's why
that.
First of all, let me say that. First of all, let me just be real about this, because people want to be disingenuous. This coon ass nigga Brian Donaldson. First of all, nigga, he the president. Okay, he got other people that can handle that shit. Okay, that's why you have a staff. All right, and then number two, he got other shit to do. He got other shit to do. We know that Trump can't do multiple things. Because he doesn't actually spend the time to actually do it because he's out golfing. But you mad at Biden because he at the beach. Trump golfed more than damn near every president in the last 2 decades. Maybe even 3. But we sitting here talking about Biden at the beach. Let's move on, man.
Leadership is critical.
2016, Donald Trump was the president. He was accused of rejecting 99% of the federal aid requests for Hurricane Matthew
2017.
from
Roy Cooper.
Roy Cooper.
Yep.
And the accusation was that it was because they are in opposite political parties. So that also happened.
Yep.
Donald Trump did that in 2017. Donald Trump politicized every natural disaster we could think of. Remember when the hurricane was supposedly headed to Alabama? He took the Sharpie and drew on the NOAA map to pretend like it was going where it wasn't. Remember when he went to Puerto Rico and threw paper towels at people? He's the performative president. He doesn't believe in the get your hands dirty.
And listen, and we'll leave it right there. Like I said, the last it was a world thing, but the last shit that it really happened was the coronavirus, and this motherfucker mishandled the coronavirus, telling people to drink bleach and fish medicine and shit like that. Talking to doctors and tell them we're gonna look into putting the disinfectant in people's stomachs. What? Then he did not come out and say, hey, tell the supporters, listen, on a consistent basis, tell the supporters, hey, stop going around, y'all, stop saying that the vaccines don't work. Is they 100%? No. But they do work. They do help. He didn't do that. So you got all these vaccinators deniers about COVID. Joe Rogan got so popular. Aaron Rodgers, all these motherfuckers got so popular off of this stupid motherfucker. Didn't correct and check these people when he had the power to do it. But he didn't do it. And let me tell all the black people this. You can be vaccinated deniers all you want. You know who got more affected by it? We did. Because we barely get resources from the government anyway when it comes to medical situations. You know, it's always a double standards with us. They don't see us as human beings. And we sit, a lot of us saying, I ain't taking it, I ain't taking none of that. Okay. And a lot of our people died. You bunch of fucking idiots. Some of y'all a bunch of fucking idiots. Some of my black folks, y'all stupid as shit. Yes, do we need to eat more healthier and shit like that? Yeah, I get that. But come on, man. Some of our people, they already sick. So they gotta take some of this medicine to survive. And you motherfuckers sit out there and I don't know what we gonna do. I don't know what we gonna do, people. We have black men. Some black men out here caping and capping for Donald Trump. And you should be ashamed of yourselves. You niggas, you know what? As a black man, I'm ashamed of you some of you motherfuckers. You motherfuckers are sitting out here. It's one thing you standing your ground on. I ain't fucking with neither one of them. I ain't fucking with Democrats or Republicans. I can respect that. But the Negroes that's over there, I'm a Trump supporter. I'm gonna go ride with Trump. Man, shut the fuck up and sit y'all non-educated asses up. You ain't even educated. Listen, let me just explain something to you. I don't ride with racists. I don't ride with racists. If a motherfucker blatantly being a racist towards me or my people, I ain't riding with them. I don't give a fuck what they can do for us or what they can do for me. Think about it. It's like, imagine somebody that you don't fuck with, right? But they offer you this and offer you that. Like, it was a conversation I was having with one of my coworkers, right? And I was like, yeah, I say, a lot of times when you don't tell people where you stand, people assume that they can treat you like everybody else, right? So when you start to so-called complain to them, it's just complaining. But that's because you don't make it very clear that you ain't going to allow people to say or do certain things to you. I always tell people that. Ask questions. Don't sit there and just let people say shit to you without asking questions, especially if you don't know about it, and then research it. Make sure what they saying to you makes sense. Motherfuckers be at a job, they be like, yo, it was crazy, right? Because I was telling my manager and shit, right? I was saying, you know, I know peak season rate come up. We work like motherfuckers be working like 6-7 days a week. I ain't working that, right? I don't do that, right? I work my 3 days. I don't give a fuck about peak season, nigga. I work my 3 days, and that's all I'm working. I don't give a fuck. Hire more people for all the fuck I care. But I got my days where I work. All my managers know that. The guy the boss that own the company and shit, he knows that. I work my shit. That's what I do. Right? So today I say to my manager and shit, I say to him, I say, listen, I probably work 4 days, you know, in peak season and shit like that. Because one thing about me, my daughter, she want this $1,000 go-kart, people. So I gotta, you know. One thing about me, I don't fuck with my savings. It gotta be some real shit, the real reason why I fuck with my savings. But some materialistic shit, no. I don't give a fuck if me, my daughter, my wife, I'm not, no. But so I save some extra money for it. So I'll work an extra day or two. But I'm not fucking with my savings. It ain't like I can't go buy the shit for it right. I can buy the shit for it right now. I'm just not doing it. But excuse me. But nah. I'd rather work a couple extra days or something like that when peak season come up. So when I say this to him, he knows this about me, that I'll work my only days and that's it. I'm gonna fuck a peak season or not. I say I'll work from Saturday, you know, to Tuesday, right? So he was like, "Oh, I got it here. I'm gonna hold you on that," cause they know me. They know better, right? Cause I not know better, but they know where I stand. And so, and then I told him, I said, I do it for the first 2-3 weeks. So, and it's probably some around like next month or some shit like that, right? Or probably the end of this month. So the first couple of weeks, yeah, I do it. And then I'm not gonna say but I told him, I said, it ain't just gonna be like that. I probably hear now. You never know when I might ask. But I'm one of the best drivers, so I could do shit like that. I could be like, yeah, I ain't doing that, I ain't doing this, because I'm always consistent. They ain't gotta worry about me fucking up, or, you know what I mean? I'm one of the, just say, top 10 drivers. And we have over 30, 40 drivers. I'm top 10. I can make them type of moves. So, motherfuckers they complaining about shit. I was like, just because they don't respect y'all. Because you don't let them motherfuckers know where you stand. And you motherfuckers don't take what you do. Like for me, I take seriously what I do when I drive and shit like that. I take that shit seriously. Because like I said, I don't want nobody saying shit to me. I'm doing my job the way I do my job. Right? I'm going by the book or how they do, but I do my twist in it to still go by the books. I don't got time for all that other extra shit. And the one thing I like about my job, I ain't accountable for nobody else. I'm accountable for me. So I'm good. That's why when motherfuckers be like, hey man, yo, Kitty always get his routes. Always get a route. Goddamn right. As a nigga, I'll be consistent. It ain't nothing out of the blue that you gonna get from me. I'm always consistent. I got OCD. My OCD is real bad. So I'm always consistent. I'm always gonna do what I do. You ain't gotta worry about me doing no other extra shit. And like I said, and I'm older now, so like I don't got patience for fuck shit, and I like shit to be consistent. So my actions gonna be consistent, so I expect y'all to treat me consistent. If I fuck up or something like that, then that's different. Then that's a conversation that we gotta have. But other than that, I'm consistent. Treat me consistent. I'm like that, but at the same time, don't ever treat me like somebody else, because I'm not them. It was some shit. One of the managers said to me that I was telling motherfuckers how they load their trucks. It was like, well, she was like, Kenny, you great like that. You can do that type of shit. I said, don't do that. I said, nah. I listen. It's just because a lot of it comes from my OCD, so that's a part of why shit, you know. And I got a little bit of a photographic memory and shit, so I kind of can go through my truck and shit and know exactly where shit at. About once or twice, go through it, maybe 3 times, maybe 4 times the most, and I know exactly where everything is in my truck. But that's just shit that I have. That's just something God, God give you certain shit, you know what I mean? Sometimes it could be a bad thing, sometimes it could be a good thing. I use it as a good thing, the OCD and shit like that, and having my ADD. Like, I use it as a positive thing instead of a negative thing. I tell people that all the time. You take your flaws sometimes and try to figure out how you can twist it to kind of make it a good thing. And like I always told you, I work around fuckery. So I always tell people, I like the motherfuckers be taking way too long loading their trucks, man. Cause I'll be ready. Once I load my truck, I'll be ready to go, bro. Listen, I only be wanting people help me load my truck. Because of my OCD. I don't be wanting people, man, nah, I'm good. I tell people, nah, I'm good. You need some help? Nah, I'm good. And then sometimes I don't want to be rude to people. Sometimes people just start saying, hey, I say, all right, bro, just go ahead, just throw it to me, man. Like, because a lot of times I don't be wanting people even to help me, bro. Fuck out of here, man. And that comes with being a loner. And and no lie to you, that comes with growing up without parents and shit, so you do shit on your own. I grew up fast, so I just know how to do shit on my own. And like I said, when I need a lot of shit done, usually my wife is there to do a lot of the shit. You know what I mean? So I don't but outside of my house, I don't need people to help me, man. You know what I mean? And not in a disrespectful way or arrogant way. I'd rather do shit my own way. And I'm way too old to be working harder. You get what I mean? You're supposed to work easier, not harder. Way too fucking old. Like, it was crazy, right? Because my birthday, it's almost like a rude awakening for me sometimes. Like, my birthday comes up first in July, I get older, and then my daughter comes, she gets older, and then my wife comes right at it. I'm like, man, damn, I'm old, man. And they got your nieces, your nephews, your godkids and shit. And like, my motherfucking godkids was like kids, like younger than my daughter. And now these motherfuckers, they a lot of my godkids and shit, my nieces and shit, they 18, 19, 20 years old. My brother-in-law, he's a baby. This nigga's 18 years old. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm getting old. Like, I'm old as a bitch. I feel old, and it's like, because people probably think like, oh, 43 ain't old. Like, yeah, it is for me. I had a hard fucking life, and listen, I got a lot of fucking god kids. I got a lot of fucking nieces and nephews. My fucking my wife, my sister-in-laws and shit, they was kids when we had them, when I was taking care of them. It was like fucking 13, 14 years old. Come on, man. I'm like 20, 24, 25 or some shit. Now they like 30 something years old. Like, fuck. I'm old. And the crazy part about it, I enjoy to be old. I ain't mad at being old. Like, I'm happy I'm old. People be like, oh, I want to go back to how I used to be. No, not me. My life was too fucked up to want to go back. Try to relive some of that shit. No. Try to keep that last little hip hop left. Fuck that. I'm good. I don't want to go back. Just enjoy and appreciate what you do have. If you got little, appreciate the little shit you got. Stop trying to be giving a fuck about what everybody else give a fuck about sometimes. That shit'll stress you out. I had a friend of mine, I don't fuck with him like that no more, but I had a friend of mine, every time I get around this nigga always try to like outdo me or come around and act like I'm supposed to give a fuck about because he got something new that I don't have or something like that. And he used to always think I gave a fuck about that. I don't give a fuck about that shit. I always tell people if I can't afford it, it ain't meant for me to have it. It was crazy because my daughter and shit, I don't even think her clothes is really expensive. Right? Here and there she get expensive shoes and shit like that, but a lot of her like other materialistic shit, crazy. Like she want she want this goddamn thing for Christmas, this go-kart. That shit is like $1,000, bro. Then I still got to spend another $300 to get like a shed to put that shit in, because I ain't got no room to put that shit in my house. I don't even think I can fit that shit through my doors, believe it or not. Yeah, I can't even take it up on my deck part. Nope, I can't even do it. And first of all, who the fuck want to keep lifting that motherfucker to put it on the deck? I'm not doing that. Fuck that shit. Yeah, but my daughter, materialistic shit, she got like, her TV bigger than our shit in our bedroom. Like her shit is huge. Our computer, cause I want to get one that's kind of one she got and shit. I want to get her shit. It got that little curve shit. I want to get one of them. You know what I mean? For down here. You know what I mean? Her shit, cause she got a lot of shit technology. She listen, she got 2 phones. She got probably about 3 tablets. She want a motherfucking iPad. She want a new iPad. She want an up to date one, I guess, or whatever. Like, who a fucking kid at 8, 9 years old got fucking 2 phones? Crazy. Like materialistic shit. She got. Her clothes. We don't really give a fuck about clothes like that. I don't think my wife really give a fuck about that shit either. We don't really care about like clothes and shit. I still got shit on the tags. I'll wear some shit that's cheap. And my shoes probably cost a lot more money than outfits and shit. My hats and shit cost more money. Like, but people people gotta really genuinely just appreciate what they have and stop trying to get what everybody else got. All right, people, let's do this last little bit. Hopefully we can get through it. Presidential shit get ready to start. I mean, the vice president debate get ready to start. So let's get through this real quick. Oh shit! I ain't got the volume up.
Trump taps into American carnage as voting gets underway across the country. And is he getting policy ideas from a B-list Hollywood movie? Well, that's because what he is saying sounds like it was ripped from the pages of The Purge. It's a movie franchise, but here it is.
Business, right? They don't pay rent. The city doesn't have money. It's a chain of events. It's so bad. One rough hour, and I mean real rough, the word will get out and it will end immediately. End immediately.
Yo, this dude, I don't know if y'all heard what he said. Trump said people out here struggling that can't pay their rent. These businesses, small businesses or whatever, can't pay their rent. He's saying, excuse me, just in 1 hour, let law enforcement go in there and rough them up real bad, and it'll change everything. That's exactly what he just said. And y'all want to, and Trump supporters, y'all want to put this crazy motherfucker in office? But he just was talking about how bad shit is, but you talking about people don't want to pay, they don't want to pay their rent. It ain't that they don't want to pay it, maybe they can't pay it. But you want to send the law enforcement in there to rough them up for 1 hour? That's what he said. Okay, then just think about it on another hypocrisy of him even saying it. Trump, you don't even pay your bills, and you supposed to be a billionaire. You still owe states money for all these rallies you doing. I don't even know how he still continue to go around in these states and he ain't paid his bills to these states. And they still allowing this motherfucker to come in there. They need to rough you up. But like I said, hopefully, people, hopefully. Praying to the big man. Listen. Hopefully this motherfucker lose this election and he go to jail. Because he going to jail. If he lose this election, he going to jail. That's a guaranteed. He ain't getting off. Nigga, all we need for him to be in the cell, because he going to be in protective custody, so he ain't going to be with the population and shit. His ass going to be in the cell. All you need is probably about 4 Secret Service. Maybe 8 so they can rotate. The fuck out of here. Lock his ass up. He going to jail. He loses the election, he going to jail. You need to go to jail for not paying your bills and scamming some of your followers. That's why what's his name is locked up. What's his name? I'm glad he in jail, but he didn't go to jail for it. Steve Bannon. But his ass is in jail for something else, a subpoena thing. But his ass supposed to be in jail for longer than that because he scammed people for that border shit. A lot of these motherfuckers gonna go to jail. Listen, I'm telling y'all, this is why this election is very, 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 very critical. Because if Trump and the Republicans lose, a lot of them are going to jail. They are a bunch of fucking fraud and scammers. They're criminals. They breaking the law all types of ways. Let's move on.
One day of whatever you want, I guess. It is a literal movie plot, but real life policy?
Well, it's not policy, and this is red meat for the base because they don't ask questions about, well, how would you do this and how would this work? It's just red meat, and I think it works for the base, but it reminded me of The Purge first, and then it reminded me more of The Hunger Games.
And you know, you see how C-Cup, this bitch, you see how she just act like, it's just red meat for the base. No. Take that shit seriously. I didn't hear him laugh. I didn't hear the crowd laugh. Take that shit seriously. Just red meat. That's not red meat. The man said they ain't paying their people that's struggling, that own business, ain't paying their rent. Just 1 hour. Let the law enforcement go there and rough them up and beat them up real bad. It's almost what happened to the young brother in Memphis, Tyreek Nicholson. So you want that to happen to innocent people that just can't pay their bills? Is that what you... But it's red meat. CNN, what is going on with y'all, man? Y'all are trash. These motherfuckers... Listen, I expect what I expect from Fox News. We know that's Trump City. Okay? CNN, what the fuck is going on with y'all?
Where the ruling class puts a bunch of people together every year and says, you guys kill each other, to show control and instill fear in an electorate, in the citizenry, if we're comparing movies. But this is real life. And this is the kind of thing that turns off the people he needs to win. People in swing states who are undecided, who want to hear policy
First of all,
solutions.
listen, at this point, I don't give a fuck about people that's undecided. Because at this point, if people undecided, you are stupid to me. You know what I'm really concerned about? Honestly, really, genuinely. Trump supporters. You hear this and you think this shit is okay? This man is threatening people that's going through hard times, or people that's going through hard times in a business and they can't pay. And he's saying, hey, you know, for 1 hour, let law enforcement come in there and beat the dog shit out of them. And they'll pay up. How they gonna pay up and they ain't got no money? Let's move on, man. This country is falling apart. And everybody think I'm tripping or over-exaggerating or maybe, you know, oh, Kenny, you being way too emotional about this. Okay, cool. You call it whatever you want. But like I said, I'm from the streets. And certain threats, you don't play around with. And first of all, if you from where I come from the streets, a motherfucker even play a threatening you, you take that serious. So now we in a political round, and he consistently does this, and we don't supposed to take it serious? Okay. I take it serious, I tell you that shit. That's why he's a threat to America. Fuck democracy, he's a threat to America. I see Trump, every time I hear him speak, I hear a motherfucker threatening me. Honestly. And it don't just got to do anything with being black. Every time I hear him speak, I hear a threat. But, you know, Trump supporters, you know, we all know why y'all vote for him. Y'all vote for him. It ain't about no policies. It's about racism. It ain't about humanity. It ain't about morals and principles, because we know you don't have any. So it's just about racism and bigotry and hate and homophobic and being homophobic, sexist. You know what I mean? You name all the horrible shit. That's why only reason y'all keep voting and standing behind him. But anyway, let's move on.
These solutions, not stuff like this.
I mean, but in all seriousness, Congressman, I mean, is he suggesting that cops can do whatever they want for a day and that will actually solve the problem?
No, he's not. And even the clip you just played, what's it, 5 seconds out of, for Donald Trump, an hour speech? I think a lot of times people say, oh, well, he said this. For 5 seconds, yes, he says things that are unscripted. He goes off the cuff. He's not serious.
Everything's a joke. You can't take Trump literally. 5 seconds, he says some shit. Listen, people, words matter, and I'm gonna keep saying that over and over again to the stupid people out here. Words matter. Listen, people, I think very hard and very seriously. I run shit through my wife before a lot of times I do live streams. Can I say this? But how that sound? Or should I say that? Nah, baby, may need to word that a little different. Cause I actually give a fuck and actually recognize that words matter. Cause I don't want to give off of a certain type of, you know, like I'm trying to say something, right? And I don't mean it that way, but then I say it in a way that wind up meaning in a way that people may take it a different way. Because words matter. I don't give a fuck if it was 5 seconds. I don't give a fuck if it was a second. A word matters. You took a little 5-second clip. It wasn't even 5 seconds. It was longer than 5 seconds. We heard exactly what the fuck he said. It shouldn't be coming out his mouth. Somebody that's supposed to be representing the whole country if he want to become the president. You don't hear Joe Biden talking like that, man. All you hear is these fucking out of control Republicans and Donald Trump speaking crazy. And then they acting like, oh, you're just taking a little small clip of what we're saying. Man, please, man. J.D. Vance said, oh, yeah, I made the dog cat shit up about the Haitians because I wanted to bring attention to the immigration issue. Really? You couldn't find another way to do that. But mind you, these are supposed to be the most educated people in the country. He's supposed to be a very educated man. But you can't find another way to explain this? Or what you're trying to bring attention to? You gotta lie to bring attention to something that you say that's an issue, that's a problem for you? Or you think it's a problem? But I'm supposed to take you serious. Okay, man, let's move on. Brian Donaldson, you should be ashamed of yourself. But see, this is what coonery. This is the definition of coonery. He knows better. But that money good, that power is good. Don't white folks make him feel good. Don't racist white folks make him feel good about himself. He he don't like the color of his skin. He got biracial children. But these are the same dudes. It's like Vance, VD Vance, whatever the fuck his name is. I'm going blank. But they got biracial children, and they still being racist. They still backing racism. That's how you know that these motherfuckers are gone. They done lost their damn mind. You got biracial children. If you know anything about biracial children and people, they usually feel confused in America because they don't. A lot of times they can't fit in. A lot of the times, shit, it's just hard just to be one race. Imagine being a biracial, multiracial. They don't give a fuck about that though. Let's move on.
He's not serious. There's no policy behind that. But I think where the American people truly are is they at least want to hear what somebody is thinking full-throated.
My
versus
bad,
Kamala
people.
Harris.
Let's get into the presidential the vice president and shit that came on. All right, let me find a clip. Shit. Let me go. Let me get it. It's in there. It's gonna be a long live stream, people. There we go. All right. Get it up in here. Shit. Missing a little bit of it.
Is an absolute fundamental necessity for the United States to have the steady leadership there. You saw it experienced today, where along with our Israeli partners and our coalition, able to stop the incoming attack. But what's fundamental here is that steady leadership is going to matter. It's clear, and the world saw it on that debate stage a few weeks ago. A nearly 80-year-old Donald Trump talking about crowd sizes is not what we need in this moment. But it's not just that. It's those that were closest to Donald Trump that understand how dangerous he is when the world is this dangerous. His chief of staff, John Kelly, said that he was the most flawed human being he'd ever met. And both of his secretaries of defense and his national security advisors said he should be nowhere near the White House. Now, the person closest to them, Donald Trump, said he's unfit for the highest office. That was Senator Vance. What we've seen out of Vice President Harris is we've seen steady leadership. We've seen a calmness that is able to draw on the coalitions to bring them together. Understanding that our allies matter. When our allies see Donald Trump turn towards Vladimir Putin, turn towards...
Hold on, and let me just say this too, because I'm going to jump in and out. Let me say this too. I love that Governor Walz and Vice President Harris bring like this kind of like, we gonna be all right. We just gotta put the work in. You know what I mean? No more this bitching and complaining and shit like that. That's how I'm taking it, right? I love that. I love that they trying to bring some type of calmness. Because every time you hear Trump, everything's crazy. Even though part of us, we see the world fucked up, but it's mainly coming from people like him, his supporters and him. Yeah, shit fucked up in the country, but that ain't nothing out normal. The country always, we gonna always have some fucked up shit going on. Even when you talk about outside of the country, that shit gonna happen. But can we be calm? Everybody all hypersensitive and, you know, on edge all the fucking time, man. Shit just crazy. I love that they bring that. I get tired of being mad all the time, bro. I get tired of just being, I ain't even, like, I'm not worried like that, but of course you worry a little something. But, you know, I get tired of being angry and a little worried all the fucking time. I was working on my route, real quick with a story. I was on my route, and not that far from my house, I was working, not that far. You see Trump supporters, signs and shit. Motherfuckers out there talking about we stand with Trump. I'm like, yo, what the fuck is going on? But mind you, they was in a part that where black people ain't really there like that. Like I told you, outside of Maryland, like I'm on the borderline. I'm city, but then in county. So if I move this way, left to the city, that way, I'm in the city. If I move this way to the right, I'm probably somewhere out there in the motherfucking, you know, in the county with some of them racists. And I work in the county. And I borderline live there. So, just saying. Anyway, let's move on.
Towards North Korea. When we start to see that type of fickleness around holding the coalitions together, we will stay committed. And as the vice president said today is, we will protect our forces and our allied forces, and there will be consequences.
Governor, your time is up. Senator Vance, the same question. Would you support or oppose a preemptive strike by Israel on Iran? You have 2 minutes.
So, Margaret, I want to answer the question. First of all, thanks, Governor. Thanks to CBS for hosting the debate. And thanks, most importantly, to the American people who are watching this evening and caring enough about this country to pay attention to this vice presidential debate.
No, first of all, now I want you to understand. Do you understand the difference between J.D. Vance? Because he's actually in a closet racist, but a intelligent politician, and intelligent racist as well. He knows how to do shit. Trump, he wouldn't say no shit like this because he doesn't know how to conduct himself. Just real talk. He just doesn't. But the Trump effect, you get ready to hear from J.D. Vance. I don't know what he get ready to say, but I guarantee you he get ready to spill some of his Trump juice out here. But anyway, let's move on.
I want to answer the question, but I want to actually give an introduction to myself a little bit because I recognize a lot of Americans don't know who either one of us are. I was raised in a working class family. My mother required food assistance for periods of her life. My grandmother required Social Security help to raise me, and she raised me in part because my own mother struggled with addiction for a big chunk of my early life. I went to college on the GI Bill.
But the problem with that is that you're with a party that want to actually stop all those things that helped you and your family. I don't understand. And you will go along with it because you good. You better off now, right? That's like me. I'm better off than a lot of my family members. But I know here and there I got to help them. Friends of mine, if they need help, I don't get to turn my back. Ain't on family. I'm family or friends. Because I'm well better off. What that mean? I told y'all, quick story real quick. My homeboy, he was moving. Nigga told me he ain't had no money. He spent all his money and shit. I gave him my last money I had. And at that time, I ain't had no money saved, nothing like that. I wouldn't have no paper like that. This is like over a decade ago. I gave him money. You do that for people that you care about. You don't get in a position that way you can't help people. But I noticed once the nigga, I don't fuck with him no more, but once he got in a certain position, he came up. I'm proud of him. I ain't mad at him. But he came up, niggas started acting different. So I started fucking with him. Because I know me, I come up, I don't act different. I may not hang around people personality-wise, but if you call me, you needed something, I got you. Especially if I got it, I'm definitely gonna help you. That's just me. It's my nature. But it is what it is. Let's move on.
GI Bill after I enlisted in the Marine Corps and served in Iraq. And so I stand here asking to be your vice president with extraordinary gratitude for this country, for the American dream that made it possible for me to live my dreams. And most importantly, I know that a lot of you are worried about the chaos in the world and the feeling that the American dream is unattainable. I want to try to convince you tonight over the next 90 minutes that if we get better leadership in the White House, if we get Donald Trump back in the White House, the American dream is going to be attainable once again. Now, to answer this particular question, we have to remember that as much as Governor Walz just accused Donald Trump of being an agent of chaos, Donald Trump actually delivered stability in the world, and he did it by establishing effective deterrence. People were afraid of stepping out of line. Iran, which launched this attack, has received over $100 billion.
First of all, no, they actually wasn't. That is a lie. The reason that a lot of our allies and people that didn't step out of line, because he was crazy. They knew this motherfucker was going to go off. And it's the United States of America. We are the most powerful country in the world. So a lot of our allies fear that. They won't admit that, but they know that. Even our enemies that ain't our allies, they know that. That's why he got away with that shit. But I guarantee you, if Trump get back in office and he do this bullshit and go, because he gonna go even farther than he went the last time, I guarantee you, our allies are, because what he gonna start doing, he gonna start being allies with dictators, which is our enemies. Well, supposed to be our enemies. He's gonna get with them. They didn't fear Donald Trump, nigga. They feared our government. They feared America. They feared how important we was in the world. They didn't fear Trump. It was like, this motherfucker's cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. He was an embarrassment. And he still is. But he's more dangerous because he have people now behind him that are more serious about his cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. But anyway, let's move on. J.D. Vance should be ashamed of himself. He should know better.
And unfrozen assets thanks to the Kamala Harris administration. What do they use that money for? They use it to buy weapons that they're now launching against our allies, and God forbid, potentially launching against the United States as well. Donald Trump recognized that for people to fear the United States, you needed peace through strength. They needed to recognize that if they got out of line, the United States global leadership would put stability and peace back in the world. Now, you asked about a preemptive strike.
First of all,
Margaret,
you can't, listen, first of all, I don't even know what the fuck he just said. That shit don't even make any sense. You put fear in people to give peace? That don't make no sense. First of all, if you put fear in a motherfucker, imagine a country that don't fear you. And okay, they're willing to go to war with you. You think they gonna be scared? We was over in Afghanistan for over 2 decades. And they didn't have the weapons, the resources, a lot of resources that we had. And we was still over that bitch, still fighting them. What you talking about, bruh? The only thing that we did not do to them was nuke the whole country or countries. What the fuck are you talking about? Yeah, we got the biggest military. We like that. But, nigga, if we wanted to stop all that shit over there in the Middle East, we'd have nuked all that shit. But see, that's what Trump would probably do because he's stupid. And he don't understand that'll bring more chaos. Our allies may turn against us if we do some shit like that. But anyway, shout out to my brother Talking in the building. What up, Talk? Make sure y'all go subscribe to my brother's channel, my brother's YouTube channel. Go to Talking and Grubbin Media YouTube channel. He does his sports over there. We be over there. This should probably be over there in a couple of weeks. Or, you know, yeah, a couple of weeks, because the basketball season get ready to come up. So I'll definitely be over there.
Margaret, and I want to answer the question. Look, it is up to Israel what they think they need to do to keep their country safe, and we should support our allies wherever they are when they're fighting the bad guys. I think that's the right approach to
Israel is not our allies. I'm sorry. The Israel people are our allies, but the Israel government is not our ally. Netanyahu is not our ally. He has disregarded everything we have said, the UN, everything. This motherfucker actually had a nerve to come over here and talk down to our people in our own country, and we allowed it. And that's why I say, no lie to you, I think Biden weak for that shit. Fuck you talking about? First of all, nigga, what you get ready to say when you go out here on my motherfucking country? Don't disrespect my motherfucking country. We gonna have a problem. Now, let me just explain something to you. I don't think Trump is a good dude. He's horrible. I'm gonna tell you something. If Netanyahu, or just say that Trump didn't like an ally that came over here, right? And Netanyahu, that person said what Netanyahu said, Trump probably would have said some fuck shit to him. But then we may not even know that, because Trump cowered to Russia. So it is what it is. Let's move on.
the right approach to take with the Israel question.
Thank you, Senator. Governor Walz, do you care to respond to any of the allegations?
Well, look, Donald Trump was in office. We'll sometimes hear a revisionist history, but when Donald Trump was in office, it was Donald Trump who we had a coalition of nations that had boxed Iran's nuclear program in, the inability to advance it. Donald Trump pulled that program and put nothing else in its place. So Iran is closer to a nuclear weapon than they were before because of Donald Trump's fickle leadership.
Facts. He ain't lying about that. I actually did the research on it. He not lying about that. That's a fact. We had Iran boxed in with their nuclear shit. But now, when Trump went over there and let them do what they... Never mind. Let's move on, man. You got to research this shit for yourself. I'm telling y'all, man. Trump fucked a lot of this shit up when he was in office.
Fickle leadership. And when Iran shot down an American aircraft in international airspace, Donald Trump tweeted, because that's the standard diplomacy of Donald Trump. And when Iranian missiles did fall near U.S. troops and they received traumatic brain injuries, Donald Trump wrote it off as headaches. Look, our allies understand that Donald Trump is fickle. He will go to whoever has the most flattery or where it makes sense to him. Steady leadership like you witnessed today, like you witnessed in April. Both Iranian attacks were repelled. Our coalition is strong, and we need the steady leadership that Kamala Harris is providing.
Senator Vance, the U.S. did have a diplomatic deal with Iran to temporarily pause parts of its nuclear program, and President Trump did exit that deal. He recently said, just 5 days ago, the U.S. must now make a diplomatic deal with Iran because the consequences are impossible. Did he make a mistake? You have 1 minute.
Well, first of all, Margaret, diplomacy is not a dirty word, but I think that's something that Governor Walz just said is quite extraordinary. You yourself just said Iran is as close to a nuclear weapon today as they have ever been. And Governor Walz, you blame Donald Trump, who has been the vice president for the last 3.5 years, and the answer is your running mate, not mine. Donald Trump consistently made the world more secure. Now, we talk about what the sequence of events that led us to where we are right now, and you can't ignore October the 7th, which I appreciate Governor Waltz bringing up. But when did Iran and Hamas and their proxies attack Israel? It was during the administration of Kamala Harris. So Governor Waltz can criticize Donald Trump's tweets, but effective, smart diplomacy and peace through strength is how you bring stability back to a very broken world. Donald Trump has already done it once before.
First of all, that's bullshit. Israel did what they did because Donald Trump, I think it was the Jerusalem thing, and he let Israel have that, and that made Netanyahu feel like he could do whatever the fuck he wanted to do. And let's be very, very honest. When Joe Biden got in there, shit was already fucked up. See, people keep on, oh, you want to keep blaming Biden. Trump already made fucked up decisions that put Biden in a situation that he's in. People, I need people to really, educate yourselves. When Trump got in office, was the economy good? Yes. Shit was all right. We was good around the world. We was all good. Trump get in there, he started making all these fucked up decisions. In our country, outside our country. And what happened? Shit blew up at the end of the day. And then Biden get in there, he get an economy and get a world that's on the brakes because of Trump. He put a lot of this shit in motion. But everybody want to ignore that. Oh, shit all fucked up now because, Biden, why he ain't handle it? Yo, I take it back to simple shit. I'm a gangster. You're a gangster. You come into leaderships. Shit is fucked up in the streets. You got beef here, beef there. Shit lingering to beef. Because of the person before you was doing fuck shit and wasn't handling it right, and then you receive all that. Now you in a situation where if motherfuckers say around you, say, hey, you ain't handling this shit right. It ain't getting fixed quick enough. It's fucked up already. You can't fix something that's already fucked up. It's fucked up already. So you gotta get with your team, reach out to others that the predecessor before you took over, the beef or whatever. Now you gotta renegotiate. Now you gotta figure out how to fix this shit. And to let all the stupid people know this, you ain't gonna fix that shit in a year. You ain't gonna fix that in 2 years. You ain't gonna fix that in 3 years. Maybe shit get a little better the 4th year. But no. It is no way impossible you can fix some shit that a motherfucker done fucked up. You had shit in place that was fixed. And this motherfucker came in there and fucked up a decade worth of shit. because he don't know what he doing. And then now you inherited his fucked up shit that he done fucked up. That shit was fixed for decades. Listen, R.I.P. to my little homie, Lord Gerald. We was in the hood beefing with niggas around in the hood, right? For longer than I was even there. But the big homies through years and shit, and I ain't gonna lie to you, I kind of fucked up a little bit coming in or whatever, but they still kept it under control. I holler at the Lord nigga, talking about me and my niggas and shit like that. And we came to a peace treaty in the hood. This Lord nigga, my man, love him to death, God rest his soul. He came in and fucked that all up. He did that shit in maybe a month and fucked the peace treaty up. Now, a nigga like me that was a part of the whole peace treaty and OGs and shit like that, we try to come in and fix this shit out of control now. We can't really do shit to fix it now. That's all it takes, though. When you're talking about war or you're talking about beef. You can't fix that shit like that. And I ain't gonna speak on a lot of shit that why that shit went the way it did, but people got killed. So about time I get into the shit, now and I'm just, these my niggas, I gotta ride. But I'm still putting down, like, yo, you can't do this here. But niggas like, all right, well, we still gonna bring that. You can't stop these niggas from what they gonna do. You just hoping that you got enough respect. Them niggas got enough respect for you to like, yo, you ain't gonna do this around me, though. That's how that goes. And it took years to fix that shit. Now, motherfuckers, it ain't that much beef out there like that no more. And the bad part about it, don't lie to you, a lot of them niggas dead. A lot of them niggas is dead or in jail. But it took that nigga that wasn't from where we were from, come over here on the east side and re-spark a whole motherfucking war. My man, fuck with him, my little man, love him to death. My motherfucking little cousin is his daughter. Ain't no beef. But that's all it takes sometimes. A motherfucker that don't know what the fuck and come over and do stupid shit. Don't understand the scenery. Trying to play tough. And fuck everything up. For a whole motherfucking decade, yo, I had nightmares of little homies dying because of this nigga. Still my man. Still at his back. Still roll with him. But that's how easy it is to do that. And them motherfuckers sitting there acting like, oh, just ignore what Donald Trump did, bro. Oh, just blame this administration for what they not handling this shit fast enough. You can't handle that fast enough when you talking about war and beef. You fuck up decades of fucking... Okay, I see you. I get you. All right, let's do this. Negotiations? And one motherfucker come in and just fuck it all up. That's exactly what Trump did. Anyway, man, like I said, we amongst the stupid. Because people won't actually believe in what J.D. Vance is saying. And, oh, Trump did. No, he didn't. He fucked shit up. We had war, and you see all the wars going on. It's because of this ignorant motherfucker. Let's move on, man.
Once before, ask yourself at home, when was the last time, I'm 40 years old, when was the last time that an American president didn't have a major conflict break out? The only answer is during the 4 years that Donald Trump was president.
Gentlemen, we have a lot to get to. Nora? Margaret, thank you.
First of all, the reason for that is because of Barack Obama. That's why. That's why. He inherited something good and positive, or not allowing shit to get out of pocket. He actually did the work. Trump came in trying to bully people. Trying to be tough. Listen, people, God rest my little man's soul. That's all Trump did. My little homie did the same shit that he did and sparked a whole war that got a whole bunch of people killed. That's all Trump did. So when people be like, oh, well, Kenny, you don't feel nothing about Trump 2 times attempt of being assassinated? No. Because the motherfucker I knew that did that type of shit that Trump did, he dead. That's real life. And he got protective service. Like, he got a secret service, protecting him. No. Let's move on, man.
Margaret, thank you. Let's turn now to Hurricane Helene. The storm could become one of the deadliest on record. More than 160 people are dead and hundreds more are missing. Scientists say climate change makes these hurricanes larger, stronger, and more deadly because of the historic rainfall. Senator Vance, according to CBS News polling, 7 in 10 Americans and more than 60% of Republicans under the age of 45 favor the U.S. taking steps to try and reduce climate change. Senator, what responsibility would the Trump administration have to try and reduce the impact of climate change? I'll give you 2 minutes.
Sure. So first of all, let's start with the hurricane, because it's an unbelievable, unspeakable human tragedy. I just saw today actually a photograph of 2 grandparents on a roof with a 6-year-old child, and it was the last photograph ever taken of them because the roof collapsed and those innocent people.
Let me just say this, and this may sound harsh, but it needs to be said. And I know it's tragedy that's going on. I get it. I understand it. And I'm not insensitive to it. But at the same time, the truth needs to be said. Any of you motherfuckers that try to, because you have received alerts telling you to get the fuck out of there, and you wanted to stay there and hold your ground, unless you ain't got no, I don't give a fuck if I ain't got no vehicle. I'm rolling the fuck out. I don't know why people stick around. Listen, it should not be a whole bunch of people dying in hurricanes. I did the research. I know exactly what a lot of motherfuckers do. They sit there, we gonna ride it out. What? So you don't really give a fuck about your life or anybody else's life. You just want to stick around for materialistic bullshit. Get your ass out of the goddamn hurricane. Sorry to tell you, and it may seem harsh to people. I'm not trying to blame the dead. But god damn it, who's gonna tell people the truth? Get your ass out of the hurricane. You get information. You know. A lot of these people knew. And they still stuck around. I'm not gonna leave my house, my land. Get the fuck out of here. You ain't, first of all, when you died, did you die with the land? Because you know what's going to happen? The land got fucked up. You did. Right? You did. You know what they're going to do? They're going to and maybe they may not find your body or nothing. And they're going to rebuild over your body and your land and put new shit there. You don't die with none of this shit. Get your ass out of there. You see this shit all the time. How the fuck is a grandmother up there with her grandkid sitting on the roof? Why? God damn it. We have to use common sense, my people. But mind you, Trump and them want to get rid of the weather shit. So now you wouldn't, if he get rid of it, now you wouldn't even know anything. To track the hurricanes and earthquakes and all that. He want to get rid of all that. But Trump really give a fuck about your lives? Y'all, and people might think, oh, Kenny, you being harsh. No, I'm not. I am not being harsh. People, we amongst the stupid. It is no way in, nigga, I probably got over about $50,000 worth of shit in my house. Materialistic. Nigga, I'll leave all this shit. They telling me a hurricane coming and I'm gone. Yeah, I'm gone. I got all this equipment down here. You know how much all my equipment costs? Over $10,000. I'll leave all this shit. All of it. All of it. You know why? Because, number one, it ain't just about me. My wife and my daughter life means more to me than anything. Than my own life. But throw my life in it, I'm like last on the list. But my life matters, nigga. This materialistic shit ain't even on that type of level of caring about. Take this shit. Shout out to the OG in the building. Shout out to OG. Appreciate you. Listen, man. People gotta like stop giving a fuck about materialistic shit. You ain't dying with none of that shit. You die. Listen, half the time nobody even remember you. They remember you for a minute, and then nigga, they move on with their life. So your life actually really don't mean a lot to a lot of people. They say they love you. They come to your funeral, cry, and all that other shit. Nigga, but they get to move on with their life. I don't give a fuck. Y'all really don't get what life is. I'm just telling y'all. Y'all a lot of y'all cherish shit that y'all shouldn't cherish. And then y'all act like, oh, Kenny, he tripping, he being too harsh. No, I'm not. I'm telling you the fucking truth. You die today tomorrow. Yeah, everybody a lot of people may miss you. But I guarantee you in about a month, a lot of them same people that came, moving on with their life, nigga. The reason I know that is because I be feeling bad that a lot of people that is dead and gone, I forget about them. Because life is happening. Shit moves on. That's why I always tell people, make an impact in the world. Even if you make an impact in the world, motherfuckers still will forget you. Niggas celebrate you once a year or some shit like that if you that important and you did that much. To where people like, oh, that's somebody important. You get a once a year type of shit. Nobody gives a fuck about you dead and gone, bro. That's why I tell people, I don't be living for others. I live for me, number one. Then after that, you know, it's everybody else. Because I got to make sure that my motherfucking karma is good in the world. I got to make sure my Jews is good. And when you die alone. You don't die with all these other motherfuckers praising you, acting like you the shit and you good and you fuck all that. You ain't good. They ain't none of these motherfuckers gonna go see the big man upstairs. And we don't even know for sure we gonna see the big man. We don't know where we go. And motherfuckers just sit around here acting like I'm tripping. I ain't tripping, motherfucker. You motherfuckers keep believing in shit that you don't even know. Believe in all the religion you want, motherfuckers. I don't give a fuck. All I say is that, like, here on earth, everything is real down this bitch. Life real. Until you die. That's the only time you... And I don't even know if you receive peace after you die. Nobody knows shit. You ever seen somebody die and come back and say, oh, this is what death is? No. You don't know shit. Let's move on, man. I'm irritated at this point. And it may seem like I'm heartless, but I'm not. I just like to be honest and real. Motherfuckers keep moving around in life pretending that make pretend shit is real. It's not. You have no evidence of some of this shit. You just believe in it. Do anybody know when they die you going to heaven? Do anybody for 100% sure? Shit, give me 80% sure. Give me 50. You don't know that. You just hoping and believing that it's true. You don't know that. No religious person can tell you that. They're a liar. If they tell you that, they're a liar. Did they die and come back and tell you, yeah, that's where you going? No. And I ain't saying you got to be an atheist. I'm just saying, because I'm not an atheist. I'm a spiritual person. But this whole notion, even the shit that I believe in, ain't 100%. That's why I always keep an open mind and shit. Let's move on.
those innocent people lost their lives. And I'm sure Governor Walz joins me in saying our hearts go out to those innocent people, our prayers go out to them, and we want as robust and aggressive as a federal response as we can get to save as many lives as possible. And then, of course, afterwards, to help the people in those communities rebuild. I mean, these are communities that I love. Some of them I know very personally in Appalachia, all across the Southeast. They need their government to do their job. And I commit that when Donald Trump is president again, the government will put the citizens of this country first when they suffer from a disaster. Now, Nora, you asked about climate change.
You notice he didn't bring up any policies. All he said, if Donald Trump get in office, things gonna be different. What's the policies? If the Biden and Harris administration handle this wrong, what is the policies? They never talk about policies. They always talk about, oh, if Donald Trump was in office, it'd be different. How? Let's move on.
Change. I think this is a very important issue. Look, a lot of people are justifiably worried about all these crazy weather patterns. I think it's important for us, first of all, to say Donald Trump and I support clean air, clean water. We want the environment to be cleaner and safer. But one of the things that I've noticed some of our Democratic friends talking a lot about is a concern about carbon emissions, this idea that carbon emissions drives all of the climate change. Well, let's just say that's true, just for the sake of argument, so we're not arguing about weird science. Let's just say that's true. Well, if you believe that, what would you want to do? The answer is that you'd want to reshore as much American manufacturing as possible, and you'd want to produce as much energy as possible in the United States of America, because we're the cleanest economy in the entire world. What have Kamala Harris's policies actually led to? More energy production.
First of all, that is a lie. That is a lie. And so, listen, and what I mean by that's a lie is because, listen, Donald Trump, J.D. Vance says what Donald Trump's supposed to say, right? But he doesn't say it, and he hasn't done it. All his policies or whatever, deregulation, all that shit. He just want gas people, more gas, you know what I mean? More drilling. So, like, if you saying drill, baby, drill, and shit like that, like, you can say, hey, we want more cleaner energy and shit like that, but if you, on the other hand, you say, well, drill, baby, drill, that's not helping clean energy. I mean, that's not, like, helping clean energy. That's the opposite of that. Let me ask y'all a question. Have you ever been in an electrical vehicle? I want y'all to answer that question for me in the chat. Have y'all ever drove in a vehicle, electrical vehicle? Cause I have. You know one thing I love about it? I don't smell no toxins. You know why people get sick, get cancer, and all that shit? Is because of a lot of the smoke, toxin smoke, gas. People get cancer, people get all these diseases. This is why. I'm educated in this, so I know what the hell I'm talking about. J.D. Vance knows this, but he's being disingenuous on purpose to mislead people. I've been in electrical vans, electrical cars. You don't smell none of that. You got smoke in the air. Burning shit. It's fucking the environment up. You ever been into a place where it just smells like smoke, or like dead fishes or some shit like that just stink in the area, just smells like the sea? You know why it smell like that? People think, oh, because people, it's dead fishes and shit like that. No. Oh, because people getting, all these fishes or whatever. No, it's because a lot of the animals, the fishes and shit like that, are dying. That's why you smell that. It ain't because, oh, well, people just got seafood and they cutting it up or whatever. No. It's because there's a lot of dead seafood, animals, and fishes. Because of the toxins. I've been educating myself in this shit for a minute about climate change. I've been in areas where you see people burning shit, burning wood, and it smells like it's a fire. And it's not a fire, they're just burning wood. I said to myself, damn, I'm a hypocrite my damn self, right? I said, you know what? Maybe I need to stop using wood and charcoal and shit like that to cook my food, right? Because I haven't bought a grill yet, right? A new grill. And the reason I didn't do that because I wanted to educate myself and shit. But come to find out, in electrical shit, electrical grill. Well, I was clowning my dad. I said he can got bougie. I was just fucking with my dad, but I really clowned him. He can got bougie and shit like that. Nigga, I'm old school with chalkboard and all that shit. Come to find out, nigga, I'm the one was tripping. Not my dad. And I don't think my dad really gave a fuck about climate change like that. But he actually was doing the right thing more than I was. So I said, I gotta get me an electrical grill. That's my next purchase. You know what I mean? Told my wife, I said, we're moving to a new house. We gotta get the panels and shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? So we ain't got to fuck with the electricity like that. You know what I mean? And it's gonna take a couple of generations before the whole country, we're not going to be using gas and gas and stuff like that. Like, not gas, but you know what I mean? Like, it's going to take a minute for everybody to catch up. It's going to take maybe we won't be alive. I know I won't be alive before people catch up. And, excuse me, we're fucking up. We're making our people sick. We're making ourselves sick. And we keep putting all this gas and shit like that in our bodies. Putting pollution, burning trees and shit. Don't get me wrong. We supposed to be where remember how we used to look at one of my favorite TV shows was the Jetsons. We supposed to be there by now. And we down there close to there a little bit. But, in about 3 decades, we were very close to it, hopefully. We just can't make sure Republicans get there because they live in the Stone Age. They think, let's go back to how we used to be. Make America great. Like, they want to go backwards. Like, nah, bro, we got to get to the new shit. I ain't gonna lie to you. I didn't even want to drive the electric car. I was used, I'm ready to shit. Nigga, I got an electric car. I'm good with that bitch now. And now I know how the environment is and shit. Now I'm thinking my next truck gonna be electric. My honest opinion. I want to get a new vehicle, but I gotta go electric. I gotta get that bitch electric. I don't want to pollute the air. You know what I mean? We polluting the air, man, with all these cars and shit. So I was like, yo, I'll get rid of my car that I got. Even my wife, I told her get electric cars. We got to get that shit, man. Like, if we really genuinely care, if we say we stand on what we stand on, we got to do better. Climate change is real, people. Let's move on.
Energy production in China, more manufacturing overseas, more doing business in some of the dirtiest parts of the entire world. And when I say that, I mean the amount of carbon emissions they're doing per unit of economic output. So if we actually care about getting cleaner air and cleaner water, the best thing to do is to double down and invest in American workers and the American people. And unfortunately, Kamala Harris has done exactly the opposite.
First of all, you can't blame that on Vice President Harris and the administration. When you got people in your party that don't believe in climate change. You can keep blaming the administration that want to do something, but if you can't pass policies and laws through Congress with people that are, deniers of climate change, of course you can't get nothing done. Excuse me. It was like black people blaming Obama. He ain't get enough done. He ain't do shit for black people. What was he supposed to do when they was blocking everything that he was trying to do? He had policies. He wanted to do certain shit. It was like this last administration with Biden. You don't think Biden want to pass the George Floyd Act? The Voting Rights Act? They wanted to do that. They couldn't do it because of the Republicans. And a lot of you niggas that can't vote. I'm sorry, that can't vote, that won't vote. So, I mean, like, you can't keep asking, and I'm not saying Democrats is great, all great, but you can't keep asking them to do shit if you don't vote and you do not hold their feet to the fire or the way you vote. If you keep voting for corporate Democrats, of course you ain't gonna get some of that shit done. Look at Joe Manchin. He for decades he pretended that he was a fucking Democrat. What's the other chick name? From Arizona. Sinema. They pretended they was Democrats, and the whole time they was Republicans. And you got a lot of those Democrats that pretend that they're Democrats right now in office that a lot of y'all keep voting for, but then you get mad because they ain't passing shit. You're not voting, or you keep voting for people that don't stand for shit. So I ask voters, When are you going to stand up for what you're not doing? You can blame the politicians all you want. What are you doing? Fuck out of here, man. Just ridiculous.
Governor Walz, you have 2 minutes to respond.
Well, we got close to an agreement because all those things are happening. Look, first of all, it is a horrific tragedy with this hurricane, and my heart goes out to the folks that are down there in contact with the governors. I serve as co-chair of the Council of Governors as we work together on these emergency managements. Governors know no partisanship. They work together to all of the governors and the emergency responders are on the ground. Those happen on the front end. The federal government comes in, makes sure they're there to that we recover, but we're still in that phase where we need to make sure that they're staying there, staying focused. Now, look, coming back to the climate change issue, there's no doubt this thing roared onto the scene faster and stronger than anything we've seen. Senator Vance has said that there's a climate problem in the past. Donald Trump called it a hoax and then joked that these things would make more beachfront property to be able to invest in. What we've seen out of the Harris administration now, the Biden-Harris administration, is we've seen this investment. We've seen massive investments, the biggest in global history that we've seen in the Inflation Reduction Act, has created jobs all across the country. 2,000 in Jefferson.
And let me say this. Did y'all hear what he said? Did you hear what Governor Tim Walz said? He said Trump called it a hoax. He called it a hoax. And he does it during every rally. So for J.D. Vance to get up there and pretend, oh, you know, Trump give a damn about climate change. He's a denier of fucking climate change, but you still want to fuck with Trump. You still vote for him. You as vice president. So how the fuck you care about it and say it's real, but your leader, the president, the motherfucker that's over you, denies it? That shit don't make no sense. But I told you, this is why we amongst the stupid. Because voters still act like J.D. Vance. He's not even consistent. If your dear leader says, hey, climate change ain't real, and then you get up there and say, oh, well, the Biden administration ain't doing this and ain't doing that with climate change, and you acting like you believe in it, but a motherfucker that said he ain't believing in it, how the fuck am I supposed to take you serious and act like, oh, they don't care about climate change on the left because they ain't doing this? But everybody should know that when you're passing policies and bills, you have to have enough votes to pass shit. That's like why Roe v. Wade got eliminated. You know why? Because they had enough religious fucking nut jobs to override it. You think if it was more Democrats in there that they would have override Roe v. Wade? Fuck no. That's how government works too. Fucking idiots.
Jeffersonville, Ohio, taking the EV technology that we invented and making it here. 200,000 jobs across the country. The largest solar manufacturing plant in North America sits in Minnesota. But my farmers know climate change is real. They've seen 500-year droughts, 500-year floods back to back. But what they're doing is adapting, and this has allowed them to tell me, look, I harvest corn, I harvest soybean, and I harvest wind. We are producing more natural gas and more oil at any time than we ever have. We're also producing more clean energy. So the solution for us is to continue to move forward, that climate change is real. Reducing our impact is absolutely critical, but this is not a false choice. You can do that at the same time you're creating the jobs that we're seeing all across the country. That's exactly what this administration has done. We are seeing us becoming an energy superpower for the future, not just the current. And that's what absolutely makes sense.
And let me say this. He's not lying about that. I'm not saying the first time I seen an electric car when I worked, right? But I didn't see electric cars and shit like that and solars and shit, panels and shit, and talking to people and asking them about it. Do that shit work in their homes and shit like that I deliver to? They're like, yeah. We paid a lot to get the solar panels and all that other shit, to get the wiring and all that other shit to go through the ground. Just like regular gas and electric. They had to do all that. And yeah, it cost them some money. But they say they pay less now. They paid less. And they said once everybody started to catch up, they will pay less, even more less, and it will create more jobs. These are people I'm talking about that got electrical cars, they plug their shit up at their houses. They got the panels, everything. Listen, you know how I know solar is working? I got my cameras working off of solar. They wireless. They work off of solar to keep my cameras charged. Facts. They keep the electrical box that I got to plug up to that, and that gets the energy, right? Regardless through wind, sleep, and snow. Just the energy that comes there. Come on, man. I did my research on this shit. Like I said, my next vehicle, I'll probably get a solar truck. You know what I mean? I mean an NG truck. I'll probably get that. But I have to probably got to do the line and all that shit. I'll probably just do all that shit. It costs a lot of money though for that though. Believe it or not. It do cost a lot of money. Because it's not really as popular as people think it is, but it do save money. Once you pay all that money for it, it'd be, you know. But, yeah. It's going to cost a little money. That's why I say you have to invest in energy. You have to invest in solar. You have to do that. If the country is not investing in that, you know the bad part about it? A lot of these gas companies, they just not smart. And I ain't going to put them on game, but they just ain't smart about this. And like I said, they'll get around to it sooner or later because it's going to be a lot of shit about energy. And they just ain't caught up on it right now. Well, they caught up on it, but they just make more money with the gas. And the bad part about it is that they're building, like, they're knocking down trees and all that shit, right? And then they're building houses over it and shit, and then they running gas lines and shit through that shit. So it's making it even harder to try to fix the climate change shit. I see it all the time. But believe it or not, it's not as hard though. Because if you stop the gas and the wiring of it, right? But it's going to take money, because if you already got gas lines running through your shit, right? It's going to take a lot of money to like fix that shit. No lie to you. Because you got to rewire all that shit. Now you got to get the gas out of there and shit like that. And a lot of a lot of parts of the country is wired through a lot of gas. You know what I mean? So, but the only good thing about it is that if we get some of these plants that actually got the gas, and we wire a lot of that shit to solar, and you know what I mean, electrical solar shit, we could probably do. It's gonna cost a lot of money. I'm just telling you, it's gonna listen. This is gonna cost a couple of trillions of dollars. I ain't gonna lie to y'all about that. Because the whole country been built on gas. I'm just telling y'all that. And oil and shit. So, you know, they running wires through down there a lot of our houses. You know, so it's just like the wiring of it is crazy. And that shit costs money. That's why I tell people, or the young folks, I tell a lot of young folks, get into technology, get into electrical wiring and shit like that. Mainly solar and shit like that. Get into that shit. That's the future. That's where the money gonna be. You know what I mean? Get into the tech of it, because that's gonna fix a lot of that shit. That's why I always tell my wife, I say, make sure, I know you wanna, my daughter, she homeschooling and get into search shit, but let her know about that tech. My brother-in-law, he and, you know, he going to school for that. He went to school for that shit. He got the tech shit. You know what I mean? He gotta get more hands-on with that shit. You know what I mean? Because I always tell people, a lot of times everybody think differently, right? They handle shit different. They move different. Like, I'm a hands-on type person, right? Like, when I first started off driving and shit like that, right? Even with like taking a class for the electrical truck, I'm sorry. I didn't get it right away. I had to actually like get there and do it. Right? And then I went through the class or whatever, and I've been through it and shit or whatever, right? But the crazy part about it was I didn't drive it since I took the class. So I was off. I didn't know shit about the damn shit at all. It was tech and it was electrical, and I didn't know how to fucking use it. So it was almost like I was starting over, because I didn't drive it in like fucking like maybe 8 months or some shit. So I finally did it like a month ago. I had to get back in there. And my manager was like, "Oh, no, you gotta get back in there, man. Learn that shit." So like maybe like once a week he'll let me drive the electrical van, so to keep you keep your mind going. But yeah, man, but I tell y'all, man, you gotta educate yourselves on shit. And once I got into that motherfucking electrical van, I was like, oh, this shit is better. You don't smell the toxins or none of that shit. Even when I'm in the truck, like the regular gas trucks and shit, like that shit, you smell the smoke and shit like that. But when I'm in the electrical shit, I don't smell none of that shit. It's good, like actually good. Only thing you gotta do, cause is wipe down the truck and shit like that. Wipe down the steering wheel. You know me. I'm OCD. But other than that, I'm good in the motherfucking trucks. We gotta do that, man. And hopefully the young folks. And I think that they're gonna push that more. It's just the old motherfuckers, the old guard, right? Like how motherfuckers talk about gatekeepers, the old guards. That's what this is. A bunch of old ass people that don't want to learn nothing new. And I told y'all, I'm that motherfucker from that generation, from, cause I'm old, right? I'm the last of like young but old, right? I'm you know what I mean? Anybody younger than me living the young era, right? Anybody that's old, I'm kind of in that era too, so I'm like in between. Listen, I'm good. I don't turn off of listening to young people. I say that I don't turn off of listening to young people. But I respect my elders, but my elders, a lot of our elders are out of touch. They want to keep shit still the same because it works for them. You know what I mean? Even with some of the technology, they like to use the AI shit because they can't keep up. You know what I mean? I'm old, but I get it. Like, man, I don't want no AI. And they trying to make it to seem like AI is good. Maybe it might be good, maybe it's not. But maybe until I see it for myself, like, and I don't use it, AI, none of that shit, I don't fuck with it. But I'm always a balance between young and old. There's some young shit, the AI shit, I don't really fuck with like that. I don't like how people duplicate shit. I don't like that. But you got old motherfuckers that don't try to move on from that old shit. You want to be, we got to keep it old. Old for what? How's that working out for you? A lot of old people are out of touch. And I'm not just talking about technology. I'm just talking about moving on from the past. So, that's all I'm saying. Let's move on.
Makes sense. And then we start thinking about how do we mitigate these disasters?
Thank you. Senator, I want to give you an opportunity to respond there. The governor mentioned that President Trump has called climate change a hoax. Do you agree?
Well, look, what the president has said is that if the Democrats, in particular Kamala Harris and her leadership, if they really believe that climate change is serious, what they would be doing is more manufacturing and more energy production in the United States of America, and that's not what they're doing. So clearly, Kamala Harris herself doesn't believe her own rhetoric on
time. And this is what I have a problem with Republicans. They can never answer a simple question. Trump said that climate change was a hoax. The Democrat Party never said that climate change was a hoax. And see, and this is what I mean by being genuine. People, as a person that believes that climate change is real, I understand that we're not in a time right now where shit ain't moving the way I think it should move with climate change. I can be honest with that. Shit, I can even say to myself, hey, you know what? I be doing some shit out of pocket towards when it comes to climate change. Right? And I say I believe in it, but I still don't, you know what I mean? At least I can be honest about it. But I do believe in climate change. When you have habits, it's hard to get out habits. At least I acknowledge that. This dude is sitting here, simple question. Trump said he doesn't believe in climate change. the first thing he does, he blames Vice President Harris and Joe Biden. They ain't did enough for us climate change. If the motherfucker that you riding with and people like y'all don't believe in climate change, how can you say that they ain't doing enough of it? How you know? The people that you run with don't even believe in climate change. So how you know? How the fuck do J.D. Vance know that Vice President Harris and Joe Biden ain't doing enough when the motherfuckers that he's riding with don't even believe in climate change? Anyway, let's move on. But like I told y'all, the Trump supporters and the rest of us that understand common sense, we amongst the stupid. Trump supporters are stupid. And J.D. Vance is not a stupid person. He's very intelligent, but he's intentionally trying to misinform his own voters because he wants power. He knows better what he's saying. He knows what he's saying don't make no sense. But anyway, let's move on.
And rhetoric on this. If she did, she would actually agree with Donald Trump's energy policies. Now, something Governor Walz said I think is important to touch upon, because when we talk about clean energy, I think that's a slogan that often the Democrats will use here. And I'm talking, of course, about the Democratic leadership. And the real issue is that if you're spending hundreds of millions or even billions of dollars of American taxpayer money on solar panels that are made in China, number one, you're going to make the economy dirtier. We should be making more of those solar panels here in the United States of America. Some of them are, Tim, but a lot of them are being made.
First of all, what the fuck are you talking about? Solar panels are dirtier. What? You're making solar panels more dirtier. What are you talking about? People, if you ain't never had a solar panel, what is dirty about it? What the fuck is he talking about? And he says, oh, well, we getting it from China or whatever. Let me explain something to y'all. You know why China we getting a lot of our shit from China? It's because we ain't making none of that shit over here like we supposed to. But like I said, we are a country, most likely half of the country, that don't believe in climate change. And it's probably more than that. If you don't believe in climate change, why the fuck will we even create or build a business over here that don't sell? Because the people don't buy. Because they don't believe. Stupid. J.D. Vance, you're a fucking idiot, man. And any Trump supporter believe anything this dude is saying tonight, you're a fucking idiot. You don't believe in nothing, but you criticize somebody else but not doing something that you don't believe in, and you ain't going to invest in anyway. So what the fuck are you talking about? Damn. Wow. We in a... Yo, a lot of people in this country is stupid, man. A lot of y'all stupid, man. A lot of y'all stupid as shit. This man actually came out his mouth and asked, why Vice President Harris and Joe Biden not investing in the shit that they believe in. Because you got more than half of the country don't believe in climate change. And like I said, if you put more Democrats in Congress or in your state, I guarantee you shit'll change. I guarantee you they would invest more in climate change. But if you got motherfuckers that don't believe in climate change, they're not going to invest. That's how that goes, JD Vance. You ignorant piece of shit. And you stupid Trump supporters. God damn, this shit is easy. It's easy work. But like, I always gotta keep reminding myself, people, we amongst the stupid. We are amongst the stupid. JD Vance knows better what he's saying. It's the supporters that actually believe in this stupid motherfucker saying what he's saying. Whew. Wow. Let's move on.
Them are being made overseas in China, especially the components that go into those solar panels. So if you really want to make the environment cleaner, you've got to invest in more energy production. We haven't built a nuclear facility, I think, one in the past 40 years.
Senator.
Natural gas, we got to invest more in it. Kamala Harris has done the opposite. That's raised energy prices and also meant that we're doing...
First of all, sir, you can't talk about anything about energy when you are supporting a dude that don't believe in climate change. None of what you saying makes any sense, but Trump supporters will believe everything you saying because they stupid, just like or what you putting out. Because I don't believe JD Vance is stupid. Because he's not saying he don't believe in climate change. He just saying he just trying to blame Vice President Harris and not doing so much. But if you got a base of people in the country that don't believe in the shit, how can you pass or do anything to try to change it? It doesn't work like that, JD. And they live it. Listen, that's what I keep trying to tell you. It all boils down to what I said. JD Vance understands this very well because he knows who Trump is. He knows all the people that surrounded him and Trump. That's why he got involved. They are motherfuckers that want to take over the country on a dictatorship. He's basically saying why Vice President Harris and the rest of them ain't doing a lot on this. If they did it, then there'd be dictators. They ain't gotta listen to the Congress to get anything passed. They ain't gotta do shit. They just do it on their own. That's not how the country works, JD Vance. And you know better than that. You know better than that. Now the motherfuckers that listen to you, the supporters of y'all, you and Trump, they don't know no better because they stupid. That's not how the country works. You dumbass. No, you not dumb. You intentionally trying to play dumb to your fucking supporters. Because they don't know no better. Trump supporters don't know no better. They going to believe everything he's saying. Biden supposed just did that if he really truly believed it. That's not how the country works. That's how the country works. And then think about it, you Trump supporters, you don't even believe in democracy or nothing. You believe in dictatorship at this point. You dumbass motherfuckers. Don't tell me about what Biden should have did or would not to do, or what he didn't do, or Vice President Harris or the administration supposed to do. They ain't y'all. They ain't a dictatorship, you ignorant son of a bitches. You just dumb. A bunch of hateful, racist pieces of shit. But you want to sit there and act like, oh, y'all got more principles over everybody. Why they ain't do this and why they ain't do that? Because the country don't work like that. That's democracy. It doesn't work. Everything they wanted to happen don't work like that. If they ain't got the votes, that's a democracy, you ignorant sons of bitches. Black people been waiting for reparations for generations. We ain't got it. You know why? For me, I can't speak for all black people, but I tell you this, I know that's because the country don't work like that. The government don't work like that. Now, if we had a whole bunch of black and white and minority people that was about in Congress, and we had more than the Republicans, we would get reparations. But I understand. I ain't trying to play stupid or try to dumb down people to act like, oh, we supposed to get reparations. Yeah, we supposed to. We deserve it. You damn right we do. But I know why we ain't got it. I ain't ignorant to that. I ain't like these pro-black, some of these pro-black niggas out there, and I'm going to call them out. Dr. Umar, Tanim Sheep, all them niggas talk that bullshit. You can't even unify all black people together, and you niggas talking about, oh, we ain't getting no reparations. Let's blame the Democrats for that. What? Yeah, all right. Fuck out of here. Let's move on, man.
Senator, your time is up. Governor, would you like to respond?
Well, look, we're producing more natural gas than we ever have. There's no moratorium on that. We're producing more oil, but the folks know, and like I said again, these are not liberal folks. These are not folks that are Green New Deal folks. These are farmers that have been drought one year, massive flooding the next year. They understand that it makes sense. Look, our #1 export cannot be topsoil from erosion from these massive storms. We saw it in Minnesota this summer. And thinking about how do we respond to that, we're thinking ahead on this. And what Kamala Harris has been able to do in Minnesota, we're starting to weatherproof some of these things. The infrastructure law that was passed allows us to think about mitigation in the future. How do we make sure that we're protecting by burying our power lines? How do we make sure that we're protecting lakefronts and things that we're seeing more and more of? But to call it a hoax and to take the oil company executives to Mar-a-Lago, say, give me money for my campaign, and I'll let you do whatever you want. We can be smarter about that, and an all-above energy policy is exactly what she's doing, creating those jobs right here.
Governor, your time is up. The overwhelming consensus among scientists is that the Earth's climate is warming at an unprecedented rate. Margaret?
Thank you, Nora. We're going to turn now to immigration. The crisis at the U.S.-Mexico border consistently ranks as one of the top issues for American voters. Senator Vance, your campaign is pledging to carry out the largest mass deportation plan in American history and to use the U.S. military to do so. Could you be more specific about exactly how this will work? For example, would you deport parents who have entered the U.S. illegally and separate them from any of their children who were born on U.S. soil? You have 2 minutes.
So first of all, Margaret, before we talk about deportations, we have to stop the bleeding. We have a historic immigration crisis because Kamala Harris started
lies. Fucking lies. The Republicans always go to that. We gotta blame Vice President Harris. We gotta blame Joe Biden. Bro, you're the dude that you support. Stop the border bill that could have helped a lot of this shit that you bitching and complaining about. Stop. But Trump supporters keep believing this shit. The fuck out of here, man. And the bad part about it is I know better. I know better. But Trump supporters and others, not saying they Trump supporters, but don't educate themselves in this shit. So the first thing he just, what are you talking about, man? Trump, the guy that your God, your clan, your head of the clan, stop all this. Even bring some help. Not saying it was going to totally fix it, but it would have helped in so many ways. But he did not want to do it because he wanted to run on it to what you're doing now. And what he does. And what Republicans and Trump supporters do. Keep blaming him for the border. And his administration. You had opportunity to help fix it. You know what Trump could have did? That made him look good? He could have came. Trump, everything, he could have came and said, you know what? I'm getting with Biden. And we trying to help stop this deportation thing. The Republicans, they going to pass this thing because I'm the leader. And that's what we're going to do because it's a real serious issue. But it's not a serious issue to him. He doesn't give a fuck about no motherfucking illegal immigrants coming over here. He don't give a fuck about the tragedy or what's happening at the border or whatever, or happening to American citizens, even from some illegal immigrants. He doesn't care. If he fucking cared, he would have got with Joe. Joe, we gonna do this. It just doesn't look good for Joe. It look good for him. He said, listen, I got the Republican Party to run with it. He could have ran on that. He could have said, you know what? This shit wouldn't have got passed. And it was a Republican that fucked with me that helped pass this bill. And if it wasn't for me, Trump could have ran on that. But he didn't do that. Because he doesn't give a fuck about the American people. He doesn't give a fuck about them immigrants. He ran on it. And then what he does? He ain't give a fuck about the legal immigrants that came here legally. He used that shit to disrespect legal immigrants that came here the right way. Because he's a fucking racist. Because he know his base. His base is a racist. They don't even want legal immigrants here. Because they've been lied to, lying and saying, oh, they're taking your jobs. And then you stupid black people and minorities, some of y'all, you sit there and you think that these motherfuckers are taking our jobs. What jobs? Name jobs they taking. You bunch of ignorant ass Negroes, some of you Negroes and some of you minorities, you stupid as shit. Ain't no motherfucking legal immigrants coming over here taking none of our jobs. We don't want to work them. Listen, I'm at a driving job right now. I have black people and white people bitching and complaining about the job. And let me just say this on the behalf of me that work labor jobs, like real labor jobs, that my body is broke down from a lot of that shit. Nigga. Listen, the only reason I don't, if I was back in my younger days, right, I probably would work more than some of the days I work. Right, I probably do 5 days a week. I probably would. But I'm old, nigga. So I ain't working no more than 3 days a week. And the money good, and I just got a raise. So I'm good. Right? But if I was back in the day and I was working this job, nigga, ain't nothing I'm complaining about. But I see a lot of motherfuckers that bitch and complain about it. But a lot of times it come from a lot of young folks. Come from a lot of young folks. They see that shit in a different way than I do. So I try to figure out where they see it from. I ain't saying they wrong. I'm just saying I gotta see it from where they coming from. And they come from a different thing. And I get it. But for me, I don't see it that way. Because I didn't work harder jobs than the shit that I work. But what I do notice, and I can say this on Real Talk, and it's not to disrespect young folks or all young folks, right? I say some. A lot, some young folks, y'all don't know how to hustle no more. Y'all ain't got no grind in y'all. So y'all sit there and y'all bitch and complain about shit that y'all ain't even really about. You just not. You're not about none of that shit. So a motherfucker like me, when I speak to y'all, a lot of y'all young folks, y'all be thinking like, oh, you talking down to me. No, I ain't talking down to you. Why would I? My thing is, you niggas ain't really like that. A lot of y'all ain't like that. Yeah, of course y'all don't. I always tell everybody, of course you supposed to work easier than to work harder. Of course. But if you gotta have some fucking struggle in you. And y'all should do better than what we did. Of course, you should. But yeah, a lot of y'all soft. You ain't got no fight in y'all, man. Y'all think this shit supposed to be handed to y'all. It's not supposed to be handed to y'all at all. That's why these racist ass white people can say shit to y'all and y'all just act like it ain't that big of a deal to y'all. That's partly why. Y'all ain't got no fight in y'all. Y'all don't even know what the real is. I just think this shit, oh, it's supposed to be this. Oh, no, this don't supposed to happen to me. What? Yes, it does supposed to happen to you. But you keep forgetting that you motherfuckers are black. A lot of you young folks, you think that you ain't black. You've been living in this multicultural lifestyle, and that's why a lot of y'all get fucked up at. That's why y'all cry when the racist shit happen. I ain't crying on no racist shit happen to me, nigga. I'll fuck a nigga up and we gonna fight or something. Something gonna happen. I ain't saying all the time violent shit, but I'm just saying I smack the fuck out of a motherfucker playing with me on some racist shit. I don't play like that. Y'all wanna cry. You want to put your cameras out and do that shit all you want. Do that change anything? George Floyd, they did what they did to George Floyd and so many other brothers and sisters. Did that change anything? No, it didn't. You know why? Because you niggas don't stay consistent. And don't get me wrong, it's a lot of some of our old niggas that ain't consistent either. These niggas then fell out of touch and they forgot the movement too. I ain't saying that, but a lot of you niggas forgot the movement too. That's just real. This is both our fault. This is the old niggas' fault and it's the young niggas' fault. Y'all, everybody out of fucking, like, you niggas don't stand for nothing. And I keep saying that. It ain't just about just being out of touch. On both sides, young niggas and old niggas. You niggas don't stand for shit. A lot of y'all. Not saying everybody, but a lot of y'all. You don't stand for shit. And then you sit there and you bitch and you cry and you get mad and you upset. Because them white supremacists disrespect you. Like I said, I wish a white supremacist would disrespect me. I will smack the shit out of them. Listen, I ain't just talking about violence. I'm just telling you, there ain't no way no motherfucker disrespect me like that. Y'all motherfuckers roll around, y'all act like this shit is all gravy. Alright, it ain't all gravy. Well, it's just happening, you know, it's just life. No, it ain't life, nigga. Like I said, I'm 43 years old. I wish a racist would disrespect me. And see how that goes. Fuck a viral, nigga. Listen, nigga. Shit goes where it goes. I don't play like that. You motherfuckers acting like that shit is okay. It's not okay. And as black people, we should not try to fit in. If a motherfucker don't respect us, they don't respect us. That's what it is. Stop acting like we gotta do some shit for them to respect us. You don't respect us and you disrespect us, nigga, that's what it is. Stop acting like we gotta do something extra to do it. We human beings too, bro. And just because this country say, oh, they don't look at black people as human beings, fuck them, nigga. Have enough character and enough respect for yourself. Don't worry about none of that shit. You ain't gotta prove none of these motherfucking racists to this society. Cause like I told you things, and I'ma keep telling you, you black Negroes. When you die, nobody gives a fuck about you like that. These are facts. Keep trying to play like you motherfuckers gonna live life and man, whatever, man. It's crazy, man.
And said that she wanted to undo all of Donald Trump's border policies. 94 executive orders, suspending deportations, decriminalizing illegal aliens, massively increasing the asylum fraud that exists in our system. That has opened the floodgates. And what it's meant is that a lot of fentanyl is coming into our country. I had a mother who struggled with opioid addiction and has gotten clean. I don't want people who are struggling with addiction to be deprived of their second chance because Kamala Harris let in fentanyl into our communities at record levels. So you've got to stop the bleeding. You've got to re-implement Donald Trump's border policies, build the wall, re-implement deportations. And that gets me to your point, Margaret, about what do we actually do? So we've got 25 million illegal aliens who are here in the country.
All right, fine.
What do we...
All right, fine. Let's do Trump policy. Let's do Trump policy. Let's do it. Understand. Let's shut down the border. We ain't letting nobody else in here. Do y'all understand that a lot of Mexicans, the immigrants, come from Mexico and work a lot of these farmer jobs? That ain't citizens. Do y'all know that? Down there in Texas? Do y'all know that? LA? Arizona? You know that? Y'all keep believing in that dumbass shit, man. Listen. You keep acting like, yo, who gonna work those jobs, bro? He's talking all that goofy shit. Who gonna work those jobs? Black people ain't working no farms, bro. And shout out to my Mexican brothers and sisters. Even cutting the grass. You see them, they do the labor work. The cutting grass. You see a whole bunch of Mexicans. Black people ain't doing that shit. We not doing that. We don't like to work in the field. That's not our shit. Shit, black people right now, we got a problem with just being in warehouses. Cause that shit is like slavery, how they treat us in there. Like what the fuck? You think black people gonna work there? And it's not a disrespect to our minorities, brothers and sisters, but I'm just saying, we ain't working there. And first of all, where these white people at that got so much a problem of these immigrants coming over here taking black jobs or their jobs? Where they at? Why there ain't a whole bunch of them? Oh, so just the policies stopping them from working these jobs. Or DEI. Get the fuck out of here. Let me tell you a statistic. Let me put y'all on some game. Remember they kept talking about black people? We was on that shit. We had that shit on them drugs. Them white people done caught up with us. And there was more of them in this country than we was. But they done caught up with us. They on them drugs more than we are. That's why they keep going at the border. Because now you got all these fucked up drugs, and now that shit affecting they communities. And they dying off. They ain't fucking. They dying off on drugs. These are facts. Statistics. Facts. They dying off on drugs. And they ain't fucking. And the one thing about racists, they don't like that them white men or white women, mainly white women, fucking black dudes. Or other minorities. They don't like that. That's their racism kick in. They don't give a fuck about the population. They give a fuck about their population. These racist piece of shits. They can't do shit. They can't fuck. They ain't really like that. Without guns. They the weakest fucking race in America. And I'm not saying all white people are bad. But white people, you the worstest, the weakest fucking race in America. You ain't fucking. You can't fight. You can't do shit. The only thing that y'all are holding on to It's racism. That's all you holding on to. You can't do shit. A bunch of cowards running around acting like they like that. You ain't like shit. And then you say, oh, we got some black people thinking that. Take them token Negroes. Take them token as minority people. Take them. They cowards their damn self. They don't like even being the color of their skin. Fuck them. The fuck are we supposed to care? I've been black all my life, nigga, and I ain't never felt like I had to sell out my people to make it. I can call out my people when they do wrong. I will do that. But nigga, I will never sell my people out. The fuck out of here. It ain't got nothing to do about turning down white people or other minorities. Facts is facts. I don't speak nothing about facts. Excuse me. Little goofy ass niggas.
What do we do with them? I think the first thing that we do is we start with the criminal migrants. About 1 million of those people have committed some form of crime in addition to crossing the border illegally. I think you start with deportations on those folks. And then I think you make it harder for illegal aliens to undercut the wages of American workers. A lot of people will go home if they can't work for less than minimum wage in our own country. And by the way, that'll be really good for our workers who just want to earn a fair wage for doing a good day's work. And the final point, Margaret,
So personally, he's saying, understand what he's saying. He's saying minimum wage here to foreigners is great to them. They was like, damn, I ain't making that over in my country, right? All right, so, all right, what we will do is we're going to take them same minimum wages that Americans got a problem with and make you work the minimum wage jobs. With no unions, nothing. You work those jobs. How many Americans you think gonna do that? Like, honestly. The jobs are trash. A lot of the jobs are here in America is trash. So you want to get American citizens to work jobs that ain't supporting their life, or keeping them head above waters, but it's just some bullshit. You want to get them to work them jobs. Come on, man. Listen. I'm not okay with immigrants working those jobs. I'm just saying it's a problem that immigrants from another country that feel that slighted or whatever from that country, and they seen this bullshit that we feel that's okay to work here, that they will come over here and sacrifice themselves to work them bullshit ass jobs that we wouldn't work. That's the issue. Everybody just keep ignoring that. What the fuck is going on? I am not trying to work no motherfucking job that don't bit. Listen. Listen, people. If me and my wife wasn't together, me working the one job that I work on some bullshit wouldn't be enough. Right? It'll just get me by. I can pay my bills or whatever, and I won't have nothing else. I can't buy nothing else. Can't get my daughter nothing else. I couldn't even do nothing All I can do is get gas and whatever. Like, you understand what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. That's what a lot of Americans is dealing with. Imagine I ain't have my wife. Imagine I ain't have my mother-in-law that if I get in a tight spot, she got me. She got us. What the fuck are you niggas talking about, man? We live these fucked up lives. You keep trying to blame Biden just for that. No. This is Republicans' ideology to keep us where we are. And I'm not saying there ain't some Democrats that be on that bullshit too. You know how I call that out. But right now, no, it's not Democrats. It is Republicans. They are trying to stop you. They are trying to get us to sit here and pretend, oh, the immigrants are taking our jobs. They are not taking those jobs. We don't want to work them jobs. Listen, people, I seen a motherfucking sign out, right, when I was coming home, right from work. From, God damn it, what was that fucking job? What was that company? Damn, what was that company? Shit. What was that damn company? Damn it. Checkers. I'm sorry. It was Checkers. Seen that shit. It's a little small Checkers. It wasn't nothing big. Nobody working there, man. They probably ain't paying nobody shit there. I guarantee you they ain't paying nobody nothing at that Checkers. Guarantee you. For motherfuckers to quit like that at a Checkers? That shit is a wrap. I keep telling y'all. Y'all don't understand. Nobody want to work them jobs, man. They don't pay shit. They don't pay a motherfucking thing. They don't pay shit. No, for inflation. I work a decent job. Right? And nigga, every time I get paid, half of my motherfucking check goes to buying food. Facts. Half of my check goes to buying food. And every week I make about $500 a week. Half of that fucking check go to food, bro. So imagine, motherfuckers ain't even getting paid every week or making what I make. And ain't on the same level of got a backup plan or saving some money. They ain't even got that. Come on, man. People out here hurting. And motherfuckers ain't like, oh, you just go ahead, get you some jobs. It's good. You go work that 9-to-5 job at that restaurant. You good. What? Stupid people. And mind you, these are Congress people that's making hundreds of $1,000s a year off of us. And they're telling us, oh, it's good that you know, that little 9-to-5 job is good for you. For you. Let me say this on Real Talk. And I'm going to leave it as this, because I don't want to talk about it no more. right? My daughter costs more money than I would spend on myself every week. You know why? Because in fact, nigga, her lifestyle is different from mine. I was a poor nigga. She ain't poor. So I have to keep that up. Make sure she don't feel poor. I don't do that. My wife doesn't do that. We overspend to make sure she'll never feel that way. You understand that? And we actually come from being poor. Me and my wife. We come from not having nothing. And so for a motherfucker like J.D. Vance, oh, I came from a middle class. What's a middle class, nigga? I don't even know what that is. Middle class for me, or I ain't gonna say that. Middle class for me, somebody that live way above me. I come from being poor. Not having nothing. Fuck is a middle class? Middle class is actually better than me. I come from being poor. I was a poor nigga. You know the crazy shit about it is that I only felt that difference out because of being middle class or being poor because of my daughter and my mother-in-law. Because I'm going to explain something to you very, very clearly. I say whatever I want to say, nigga. If my mother-in-law if she thought that I ain't got nothing, or my daughter or my wife ain't got shit, we'll get. We'll get from her. But the bad part about that is that it made us spoiled. And I don't mind my daughter or my wife feeling spoiled. Because I ain't spoiled. But my wife will tell you, she's come out. She's like, yeah, my husband, he's spoiled too. But, yeah, but we spoiled. And I love my mother-in-law. That's my mom. You know what I mean? I always tell her that. She my mom. You know what I mean? I ain't never had no mom. I ain't never been raised by nobody. But once I came in that woman's life, and you know what I mean, my wife's life and shit like that, and came in her life, she always treated me like I was her son. So to this day, right now, she'll now tell you, oh, yeah, that's my son-in-law, but that's my son. Told my mom straight to her face. Oh, no. Oh, that's my son. I'd do anything for him. And it bothered my mom. But I ain't give a damn about that, because, yeah. I was glad somebody said that about me. You know what I mean? My mom didn't. Mom always tried to claim me when I got good. Shit was all good. Oh, he doing good in life. That's all my mom cared about. But my mother-in-law was there. And I always say this about my mother-in-law and my wife. That's why I love them more than anything in the world. Other than my daughter. They seen me at my worst. They're the only two people that ever seen me at my worst. And they still have my back. And I'm talking about at my worst. Motherfuckers say, oh, well, we know Kenny from back in the day. No, nigga. You ain't seen me at my worst. My mother-in-law seen me at my worst. My wife seen me at my worst. That's why my wife is the love of my life. For a reason. She's seen me at my worst. And then a nigga in the street seen me at my worst. But my wife did. I always tell motherfuckers, my wife seen me when I was broken. Ain't a nigga in the street. Ain't nobody that think they know me ever seen me broken. My wife seen me broken. My mother-in-law seen me broken. And I was broken. Ain't no motherfucking see me say, oh, can't you? Oh, I seen you when you was on, you talked all that, you cried and all that. Yeah, you see me cry. You see me cry. You ain't never seen me broken. Never seen me broken. I cry. As a man, I learned a long time ago, you gotta cry. You gotta get some of that cry out you. You know what I mean? Life is harsh. So you gotta cry. But ain't no motherfucker ever seen me broken. None of y'all seen me broken. My wife seen me broken. My mother-in-law seen me broken. Shit, I can say, be real about it. My daughter seen me broken. She may not understood it, but she seen me broken. That's why every time my daughter see me upset, or she see me get upset, right? To my wife or something like that, she like, oh, nigga, you tripping. Hold on, Dad. Hold on. What you doing? And she get upset about that. She don't like me. Nigga, she stopped our whole bike ride. I said, no. I don't like that, Dad. Because I raised her good, too. You know what I'm saying? And shout out to my wife, too. And my mother-in-law. We all raised her. Me, my wife, and my mother-in-law. We all raised her good. So my daughter is good. She purr. She's fucking purr. I tell people like that when I tell motherfuckers talking to my daughters like purr. I raise her better. My wife, I had the right people around her to raise her better. You ain't gonna run to nobody that ain't more purr than my daughter. And I'm being real about that. There ain't no arrogant shit. My daughter is purr. She's purr shit. You ever heard my daughter or anything she say, nigga? She ain't no disrespect in her. She better not disrespect nobody. She know better than that. We raise her good. I raise her way better than me. And my wife don't play that shit. She don't play that disrespect. So you got my wife don't play that shit, and I raise her a certain type of way, nigga. Please, my daughter is fucking listen. Listen. Every time anybody come around my daughter, they say, "Damn, she's so respectful." Anybody, you can't ever ask anybody. Fuck you like me or not. Her own godmother say, shit, I wish I had her. My motherfucker she raising. My motherfucking daughter is very respectful. My daughter know better not to disrespect nobody. She knows that. Unless daddy or mommy speak on it, you don't speak on that. These are facts. Real talk. Motherfuckers sit there, they talk that shit, nigga. I'll raise my daughter on some real shit. You motherfuckers play with that shit. I raise her on realness. On lifestyle. I understand my daughter has whatever she have, nigga, but I raise her on that too. I never act like she ain't, that shit don't exist with her either. But one thing about my daughter, you would never see her disrespect anybody. She will never do it. Ever. Ever. And I mean that, ever. We out, people. Leave your comments, hit that like button. Support your boy, Mr. OB. Yeah. Peace and love to the world.